Alright, sorry about the late start here, guys. I decided to do something that I thought would take like 5 minutes and did not. Um, but we're here. Last week we dealt with some fallout after the meeting with Trail. Last session we dealt with some fallout after the meeting with Trail, and some of that was medical and quarantine in nature. Some of it was precognitive and a vision. It never happened. We also got ourselves out to a logistics ship grouping to do a little bit of salvage. The decision was made to salvage for a week before going back to the Fertinera, which also became a renewed subject of interest because some decoded messages from the Fertinera that were received the first time you got here, not received, but uncovered the first time you got here, and had to be put back together. They were corrupted. They had to be put back together by your ship's computers. You were never notified of them. There was some stuff about a child saying their last words to their parent, and it seems that Acid was the one left in charge of turning those files over when they were decrypted by the computer, and she just stopped before that one. Well, with that one. Now that they've been re-uncovered by a curious Siri poking around inside the lab computers, you've come to a renewed interest in whatever information the Fertinera might have, and let the heat die down from Union ships before making your way back over there. We've already finished the salvage. There's one thing to do before the salvage is completely complete, and that's that you got a bonus on that. So we're gonna let you guys roll up your hit points and finish up your level up. Figure out what that bonus is from the salvage, and then hit the Fertinera again. Any other highlights from last week?
Oh, can we roll help now?
I think my highlight was probably at least an absolute asshole use of her precognitive powers.
What was that you said, Demialkin?
Oh, we're good to roll HP?
Not quite yet.
Oh.
Let me bring the frame in.
Scratching, gotta get my numbers. Sorry about that.
Alright, we're in frame, go ahead.
Oh, we are in frame now.
We are,
Can I
yes.
also roll?
Oh, okay.
You may all roll hit points.
Numbers go up.
Really? I didn't even level up last session.
Number go. Oh,
Everyone except for you, Ellie.
Yeah, +6.
I'm
Nice.
the exception.
Yes, you are.
You're a special child, and that is a fucking 43.
Nice.
Woohoo!
That's
So,
3 5s.
Do I have D4 hit dice or do I not have D4 hit dice?
Time to find out. Oh yeah, this is the exciting one, isn't it?
Time to find out. Yeah, this is like the last 17 hit dice I rolled were all 1 to 4, and they weren't even average 1 to 4. They were skewed low.
Is it bad that I kind of want it to still be low?
Right?
Oh, okay, right. To be clear, right, I would be fully okay with it still being effectively worse than D4.
Yeah, I remember we talked
what
about
I don't want is
average,
mostly D4s and then like a 5 or a 6.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I either want to get up to proper D6 averages or keep the D4s going.
Yeah,
But
you want to eat.
The
You
meme
want to
alive.
You want it still
Keep the
ridiculous.
meme alive.
Or like up at fighting levels, not in that weird.
Yeah, sensible or still keep the silly going.
Well, sensible and nonsensical, not like, just boring bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, so if it lands on like early mid 20, if it lands on like early mid 20s, you're upset. But if it's like that, then
That's
that just doubled my hit points. Yeah, I'm okay with this. Yeah, I rolled 17.
That's literally double.
Yeah, 17, 1, 2, 3, 4 in a row, and then the next 3 dice are 6, 6, 5.
You know, you actually rolled better dice than I did. It's just I get a +2 per level for warrior.
Yeah.
You rolled better dice than I did.
Yeah. So that is actually above. Yeah, that's above average at this point, because average would be 24.5 on the dice.
Yeah.
So what you're telling is me, you went from I'm very frail to I can take 3 hits.
Well,
I mean,
kind of. Yeah.
it
I had
depends who the hits
I
are
had
coming from.
11 hit points at level 2, and then I never rolled high enough to get more than the automatic +1. So then I had 12 and 13 and 14 and 15 at level 6. And now I've just rolled 30, so I think I have more hit points now. Yep. Yeah.
You know what I've just realised? Remember you were piloting Elise a fortnight ago and you used Curse Lock on Trail?
Yeah.
I think what you were giving him was your own cursed dice.
Transfer the cursed luck from Das's hit dice, yeah.
Yeah, and you want to see the garbage trail would have rolled for hit dice on his next level up if he had, not died.
Yeah. Yeah.
Although frankly, if he was surviving, we were doing something wrong.
If he was surviving, it was because he rolled high enough to bring Percy down in 2 hits, and then went on to chew up the rest of you, except for those that fled.
Yeah. Which I still maintain is a thing that would have happened.
All right, how's everyone doing, except for Ellie, with their skill points and focus?
Allocated.
All right.
During the week break, as requested. Meaningful look.
Yeah, I think.
Hey, I had a good idea what I was going to do at least. I'm done.
I'm done.
I think all I truly expected
I wasn't
there.
done half an hour ago.
I think all I truly expected there was to actually get y'all looking at it. Getting things done between sessions is not always feasible.
No love, only numbers. What if we love the numbers though?
100% of my skill points were saved.
Oh, wait, where are these
focus
numbers
was
coming
allocated
from?
to Auth 2.
Okay.
Yeah. Let's be honest, Nox, nothing you could have done with those skill points would have been half as exciting as your focus pick.
Yeah. Well, I'm saving them for the level that I'm finally able to get a +1 intelligence.
Huh. Okay. Oh,
Yeah.
someone increment the sessions counter.
You have to understand, my stat line is garbage.
Is that why you went for minions?
Well, I'm rocking an 8 in Dex and a 9 in Constitution, so
Jesus.
yeah.
Alright, is the opening screen all updated?
No.
Okay.
38. Hit points went up by 6. Nice.
Is somebody else actually going to do it, or am I doing it again?
I think you're doing it again.
I can take care of it this time.
Alright, so what's been deleted here? Sessions without trail is all completely deleted. Don't want that at all.
No, the slash and the 5 are still there, and also the 1 and the Sessions Without Trail banner. Thank you. Oh,
All right. I'll put you guys over on the ship screen now that that's been updated. And now at the end of your salvaging last week, I did roll those curse or boon dice. 1d6 for each of the things that you were trying to salvage. I should have told you that you can always choose to salvage or try to salvage only one or two of the things. Like you can limit yourself to just the spare parts if you don't want the basic industry. There's some trade-off, but it's a good and bad trade-off. Each thing you salvage is a d6, and if that d6 rolls a 1, you get something bad happening. If it rolls a 6, you get something good happening. So, if you do just spare parts, you're only rolling 1d6 and not really risking, 3 bad things. The boon that you get for the logistics ships is well, it's actually kind of a big blessing, is plus 50% spare parts, and everyone takes a strain. So, what that tells me narratively is that you found a ship that is relatively untouched, but has some kind of emergency or some kind of situation in it that requires you to double time it in order to get the stuff before it's no longer there. And what I think is you guys are anxious to get back to the Fairtinerer, right?
We would like to get back there, yeah.
You we were only out here for the purpose of letting the heat die down, and you found this mother lode. You could either spend a few more days on it, or you can put in some extra elbow grease and get this ship stripped down, and then get on over there. Is that something that you guys would do?
I mean,
I don't
But-
see why not.
yeah, we wanted some idea of what Union was doing, but like, if we go back in a week or if we go back in 2 weeks, it's still not gonna like let us get any closer to what they are actually doing, and the cruiser that they've got incoming would just fucking rip us to pieces even if we were at full strength. So
My understanding of the rush, the urgency, was that you're worried you could discover the Fairtinerer at any point.
yeah, but honestly, us being at the first turn was more likely to draw their attention.
Yeah.
We agreement?
Yes.
Then we will need to find another reason for this urgency, and I'm usually good with the ship is, or not usually good. I'm good with the ship is mostly intact. It's mostly untouched, except for a couple of parts near the end of it that where there is some internal stress and pressure from the materials and the structural design. Structural analysis shows that it's sound for now, but as soon as you get in there and start looting it, start taking things apart, it's only a matter of days before it kind of just springs open and it ejects all of its parts and whoever's inside out into space.
Fun.
Probably won't be too terribly dangerous unless somebody gets hit by one of these springy bits. It would
What
just
are the odds of that?
it would mostly just 1 in 6 actually.
Oh, forget I asked.
It would mostly just mean that you would lose the boon of all these spare parts, unless you wanted to spend an inefficient amount of time collecting them because they're just kind of floating through space instead of all in one nice compact place where you can manage the logistics and the travel and the collection. So there is some risk It's a fairly low risk. And is that sufficient reason for you guys to hustle and take a system strain?
I mean, for both contamination and having taken an absolute beating, I don't think Percy's going to be let out the medical ward anyway, so it's on you guys.
That's true.
Seems alright to me.
Okay. And here, system strain effectively means for your NPCs that they're just a little bit tired. These last 4 days of your salvaging operation were absolutely exhausting for them, and for any of the PCs that were involved as well. But it does mean that you get another 1,600 spare parts because, well, you rolled average on the spare parts for the ship, for this pocket. And with this pocket cleared up in a timely and relatively efficient manner, yeah, I'll type it in. It's time, according to your plan, to return to the Fair Tenera.
Meow.
Start on your way there. See who is your NPC in charge of other NPCs. Nobody yet. You don't have any C1s. Okay. You start on your way there, and for the first time in a long time, I'm going to play an audio sting.
Ooh. Audio, you say?
Audio. Alright. Make sure, let me know if you cannot hear this.
Definitely hear it.
EA tax.
Yeah. All right. Then let's play the news audio there.
Watch me news about exactly
The
what
Ark,
they're.
a beloved museum commemorating our
Sorry.
sector's colonization history, has gone dark, raising concerns from visiting tour ships and galactic mandate. What was once a beacon of knowledge and exploration now stands silent, its windows and viewports shuttered, and only faint red lights marking its presence in the void of space. Attempts to reach out to station staff have been met with eerie silence, leaving the fate of those within uncertain. The Mercure ship holding high orbit over Arcali 1 has abandoned its patrol to approach the station, but has not responded to questions or authorized galactic mandate to enter and investigate, citing Mercure Core standard safety protocols. For Artemis Black Network News, this is Madison reporting from Tolance.
Okay, Mirror Court standard safety protocols is concerning.
What?
Yeah, I mean, gee, I can't think.
What sort of
any-
safety issues might they have?
I can't think of anything that's happened recently that would give us reason to not trust in the safety standards of Mercure Corp or any of the Megacorps. Nothing springs to mind.
So, anyways, we have a Resident Evil station now, huh?
Yeah, so the
No
question
idea why
is-
you'd say that. The fact that the tourist shops there are called the Hive.
I mean, yeah, but that was all. That's because it was like a pun on the place that it was, right?
Yeah, the archives.
Oh yeah. Because the archives there, so you have the Hive,
Yeah.
the tourist shop.
Mhm.
I love. I'll be honest. I actually really like that pun.
Yeah, so I guess the question is, how much respect how much respect do we have for their belief about Mercure Corp safety standards, and how much do we want to go get into trouble?
Yeah, we do have something against Mercury Core now.
Something that we remember against Mercure Corp. I think we had something against them before.
Yeah. I do feel like we should have more guns running before we go messing around with
Oh,
the
yeah.
big corps.
Yeah, probably.
And
There-
also, I always forget what leads we have on the infra drive.
Yeah, I think the last we put Cassian on that. Like, hey, can you see if you can find anything about it? Anyway, yeah, I'll try.
Okay.
Yeah, I think all we know is it got taken to Union, I think.
I think it was it on perimeter that
Okay.
took it, or do we not know?
No, you shipman and crew. I believe it was actually
Oh yeah, Tolance is all the way in the north, top of the sector.
yeah.
Mm,
It was actually the Russian female that told you that the infra drive was taken to Hliff,
mm,
Union's base of operations or headquarters over in Aslid.
right.
Oh, that's right. It's Arcali 1 is the planet. The Arc is the station above it.
Yes.
And then they have the Archives.
Mhm.
Is the honey.
Mm.
Okay, yeah. A themed honeycomb of gift shops. Free filling services with minimum purchase and validation from the Archives. Nice detail.
Yeah, because of course you would call the archives on the hives.
Of course.
Why
Yeah.
wouldn't you? The archives.
Yeah. Absolutely not a video game setting reference.
The way you said that.
Mm.
So you are making your quiet approach to the Fair Tenera. I've been having these travels throughout the system only take 2 days, although they're technically 32 hours each. So I'm gonna let those extra 8 hours add up this time, and this one takes 3 days. Putting today at the 23rd.
Hold on. Are you sure that maths? Because normally 32 hours is a day and a bit.
Oh yeah, that's fine.
Huh.
All right, I'll put it back to 2 days.
Yeah, because then you'd normally be counting it as 1 day, but every third one or so you count it as 2 days. To add up.
I've
Anyways.
honestly just been forgetting completely.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm not a calendarologist. I am neither a calendarologist nor the GM, so I mean.
Yeah. I've just been forgetting that the emissions damper is supposed to make all your travel take twice as long. And it hasn't really affected much except for the numbers that go by. It's honestly been beneficial for Doug anyways.
It's a great time for
Yeah.
mod crafting. Yeah, I've gotten
Yeah.
all new suits of armor.
Yeah, and yeah, a week has passed, so
What does that put us on now?
That
that
means
put-
everyone has armor. Oh, state.
yeah. Yeah, everyone has armor, and it's the 22nd of March now. 22nd of March, as you are turning off your burn and approaching the Fair Tenero with minimal burn. You can still see the Union ships out in the same region of space. They are still at that little whatever point of interest they found. Get the Miron music playing again. And with Doug's comment there in chat, does anybody have anything that they want to bring up with Doug or any scenes that you want to run in the 2 days that you're traveling to the Britannia.
Everyone's gotten their armor. Even Riley, who I think specifically didn't request a CFU or anything. Riley has a customized CFU.
Nice.
Or you
Yeah,
wanted a
unless-
fancy lab coat.
Unless you want to grow Percy any more about his stunt, I don't think there's anything that jumps to mind.
Let me see. What else can I add to your armor after that stun, actually?
Oh god, you too. Oh come on, Jacko was giving me shit last week because at least needs to find a bunch more skill points to take a psychic ability that will stop me from dying.
We gotta do what we can to keep you alive if you're gonna do stuff like that.
As if I haven't just proven that I can stay alive on my own merits and class features.
I don't know. You could have died very easily.
Yeah, quite. Yeah, but that's not the point. I didn't, did I?
Aurelia is quite helpful through whatever Riley needs her to do in helping to care for Percy. She's very social, very engaged with Percy, like socially. Sorry, the word's not coming to me right now. She's flirty, but she never flirts too much.
Yeah. Yeah, Percy just kind of politely doesn't notice, really. Not doesn't notice, but like, just like plausibly doesn't notice, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like if someone said to her, "Oh, he hasn't noticed," she'd be like, "Oh yeah," even though he does notice, you know.
Ellie, I'm gonna call you out here. Was there something that you wanted to raise with Doug?
Is it related to what I just said?
No, there's something else that we've talked about. Yeah, that I think Ellie may have.
Well, that's good timing then. Oh, maybe.
All right. Well, then we're going to arrive at the Fair Itinerary.
Oh, Percy, was that in regards to what your armor is?
No, I don't know.
Not his uniform. Yeah, customized bubble seal currently. I was gonna post the list of what I'm maintaining, but I need to fix.
Yeah,
one.
no, I
Gotcha.
just searched it, and if it is there, don't worry.
All right. I'm gonna pull back up the. I'm gonna pull back up the heat mechanics. You are approaching with 0 heat. The maneuvers to navigate into the dust-hollowed belly of the Fair Itinerary generate 6 heat with a -1 for each of difficulty 10 pilot program and fixed skill checks that you make. And your ship will also passively generate that heat. You can turn off your cannon, and you can turn off your engines to reduce that.
Yeah, I think we definitely dropped the cannon because
I was actually gonna say the opposite. I think, like, okay, actually, was I? I'm not sure.
Well, the phase charge cannon only generates 1 for every 3 days hidden inside the Fair Itinerary.
Yeah, so we
how much?
Yeah, and how long does it take to fire the engines up again?
Hours?
3 hours. It's an hour per drive level, so 3 hours for you.
Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm still treating your drive as 6. So it takes 6 hours. But you can try and make a pilot skill check to power in to start up in 3.
The pilot check and not a specs? Jeez.
Yeah. It's gonna come down to Eva Maria Notario coming basically setting all the calibrations and powering things with the right timing and in the right order for the engine to.
Yeah, I guess I would do a fix to help, probably.
You would, yeah.
That would make sense.
Yeah. The gun would probably come up pretty quick though.
Yeah, it's only 15 minutes.
Like yeah,
Or
it's
an
like-
hour
it's
if
an
you
hour,
fail a
an hour,
check.
but 15 minutes with a difficulty 10 int fix check, which
Yeah.
Basically,
I
a gimme.
suspect Doug can manage that one.
I mean, I really favor our. Well, I guess they do have a lot of people, but
Look,
I still
if you
kind of
ca-
like our odds if we're hidden in there if we got discovered.
yeah, look, if you can't manage if you can't manage difficulty 10 int fix check, then Kaishan is taking over as head engineer.
Let's see. Can I even fail? Yeah, I guess I could on 2 1s.
Right.
But that's why also I'm an expert because I did not take specialists, so I'm not going all in on being reliable. I kind of like that. I do a little bit like the idea of not being incredibly reliable at that.
Mhm.
Yeah, but also
Instead of taking creative for more MacGyver approach.
Yeah.
Hmm.
like I say, more explosives.
Yeah, could be explosives. Could also be. I like that I can make a vehicle in a day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
May not be
Nice.
pretty, but it'd be a Mad Max vehicle, but it'd be a vehicle.
Yeah, it'd work.
All right. Well, the thing that we know first off is that you are trying to get into the hole in the ship because you're trying to minimize your power signature, your heat signature. So let's go ahead and get those 3 checks. I need a pilot, program, and fix. So either Nox, Viral, or Ellie. Go ahead and roll pilot for Notario.
Int fix.
Notario gets the +1, correct?
From Authority 2.
Yes, she
Authority.
does.
Mhm.
Yes.
Hey, it's coming in already.
Hey, why is wisdom?
Actually, you've had that for a while, right? The +1? Or is that what you just got?
No, that should.
That's what you just got. Okay, yeah. All right.
Great roll there from Das.
Oh, nice. That's all 3.
Um. So your Ontario was not able to find a course coming from this angle that would have minimized your heat signature any more than just getting there and maneuvering into the hole. It's not a terribly easy thing. That's why it's a difficulty 10. That's actually very difficult for most people.
Mhm.
Yeah, we're level 7 PCs. I think our definition of difficult is a little bit skewed.
Well, put one of you in the pilot seat, and it'll still be difficult.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair.
I mean, aside from the
Yeah.
experts.
Like without a +3, I would have been 8.
Yeah, I disagree. The experts can fail twice in a row.
They can.
I've done it before. But soon I was operating a scanner in the last cycle.
Yes.
Mhm.
So she does what she can to make it so that not all of the heat from your maneuvering burns are in the exact same location, so that it doesn't just look like one big flare. It looks like a few small ones that could be mistaken for twinkling stars elsewhere. It's as much as she can do, but you end up generating 4 heat and getting yourself into the fear tenor. The entry into this ship, into this acid hollowed out shell, is a little bit fraught. there's just a little bit of scraping that you're sure you can hear on the outside of the hull. You're certain that something has scratched your paint job. Um,
Eh.
It's a
fixed.
brand new paint job.
Yeah, we just got that painted.
We did.
You did, didn't you? But the Raza comes to a relative rest, matching the movement and the velocity and momentum of the Fertinera as it travels through space. And after a few minutes, she pulls her hands up from the control panel. The engines were in perfect calibration, and the Dash's work on the sensors masked as much as he could and matched as much as he could with the metaspace noise. And you've come to a stop at 4 heat. Now,
Could have been a lot worse.
leaving your drive on will generate 1 per day inside the Fertinera. And you need a week if you want to do a full salvage sweep. If you're just here for whatever interesting data the Fertinera might hold, that is an unknown amount of time.
I'd say
I think
sure.
we need to turn them off.
Yeah, I think turn the engines off.
And I think if we're going to go with turn the engines off, we might as well have the gun off as well. It's not going to make much difference.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, sorry, Miyokin, I didn't see that. The +1 is baked in. It doesn't show like it does for PCs, I think.
Yeah, that's what I was looking for. It's like, oh,
Yeah.
anyway.
Yeah, I had to mouse over it too. All right. So with the gun and the engine off, you're at 4 heat, generating 0 per day, which does give you a lot of room to play. Well, 6 points of heat to play if anything that you need to do aboard the Fertinera is going to generate heat.
And also 6 to like leave, because presumably that'll generate some.
I'm sorry, can you repeat that?
Also six gap there to leave, which presumably will generate some.
Yes, yeah, it does.
And go.
And is the plan to just get all the salvage you can, or are you looking first for information on the computers?
I think we probably want to get the information. That is why we came here. Like, if we salvage for a week and then have to leave in a hurry without the information, that's shit.
Yeah.
If we gain information for a week, then have to leave without salvage, no biggie.
Yeah, we can get salvage elsewhere if we have to. If we get chased off,
Precisely.
we can't get the info elsewhere.
I will say that you can do both. The reason it's a decision is that if you start salvaging, I don't have anything in my salvage homebrew for we salvage for 3 days and then get chased off. In the way I've written it, there is nothing for that, and you just don't get anything. So,
Yeah, we'll accept that if it means we get the information.
I'm sorry, can you repeat that?
We'll accept that if it means that we managed to get the information that we're looking for from the first general.
Yeah, fair enough. So you could set your crew to salvaging. I think the risk that you face with doing that is that if I do roll a 1 on any of those trouble or boon dice or curse or boon dice, then that 1 might generate heat. You're at 4. You don't really have too much to risk from that, but your margin is small. And
We
so,
generate a minimum of 3 heat on exit.
yes, I believe last time didn't I let you do the hang on. Do you remember
think
what
they
I
were
did
checked
last time?
I think that was the case. I would just consider us at 7 heat then.
I think last time what I
don't remember.
did was use the same as the navigating into the hole, so it was 6 heat that's generated, but I gave a -2 for each difficulty 10, and
-1 per difficulty 10.
as opposed to -1 per difficulty 10, with a minimum of 1 heat.
Okay.
So yeah, it's possible to get out without generating with only generating 1 heat, but if everybody absolutely fails at their job, you'll generate 6.
Oh, gotcha.
What's the decay rate? If we just turned everything off and sat in the Raza and did nothing.
I believe I said it was 1 every 2 days.
Yep.
Okay.
I should have typed that out somewhere.
Yeah. I think in that case we should aim for, don't choose to get any that puts us over what we would need to be to leave without hitting 10. But it's not the end of the world if we do go over that.
I'm going to say that the heat is not going to decay while you're doing anything. Even though your engines are off and your weapons are off, if you're still out and salvaging, it's not going to decay.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, I was more thinking like, if we end up at 8, say, we probably then don't want to leave with 8. So I just wanted to make sure there's going to be a way to get that down, even if it just means we sit in the Raza and do absolutely nothing for a bit to get it down enough that we can leave safely.
Yeah,
Hell,
I would.
if it gets to 8 or 9, then we already kind of have a problem, because they might go, okay, we don't need to investigate it now, but we'll check it out later.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would absolutely let you just basically go completely dark with only basic life support and minimal lighting, basically minimal consumption of everything. Because right now the ship is still visible even with the engines off, because you need people to live inside.
Yeah.
If you were a full Android crew, you could probably do this with a lot less visibility.
Indeed.
Who would do that though?
Who indeed?
Would it be the same if we had fixed everyone with panspectral optics?
No, because they still need they still need heat generated, like actual temperature heat generated in the ship for living.
Put everyone in stasis and just have Libra do everything. Yeah, we'll manage. We'll manage.
All right. So I think I muddied my own the answer that you gave me already. Were you salvaging and investigating, leaving your crew that you've hired to do the salvaging while you do the more experienced and technical investigating, or did you just want your away team on the ship doing the investigating?
I mean, we did hire them to salvage so that we can multitask like this, but at the same time, how do we all feel?
I definitely want to see new and exciting things. For myself, that is.
Yeah, it's not a question of are we looking at new things, it's a question of are they also salvaging while we're looking at new things.
Indeed.
Yeah. What's the risk there, that we've got more chance of accidentally generating heat, or?
Yes.
Yeah.
Right.
We probably won't generate 6 heat in one go, though. So
Sure, but like
as it stands, we only need to chill here for 2 days to guarantee that we get out without hitting heat 10.
that will take a whole week, and like we said before, like we can get spare parts and all that stuff, even if we take anyone else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Well,
I'm down for whatever, but I'm leaning more towards we just do the thing and then wait for 2 days.
I'm gonna post the fair itinerary in let's see, yeah, I'll leave the basic salvaging there too. Yeah, I'm gonna post the stats for the fair itinerary salvage, so you have a more stronger information base. You guys have been here before, you've analyzed this before. That spare parts is much higher than you're likely to get anywhere else. That's
feel like
just
you're
the
trying to
base.
convince-
Remember, you can technically triple that if you roll high enough.
I feel like you're trying to convince us to gamble so that you can throw more heat
Yeah.
at us.
No.
Yeah. I mean, the logistics
never.
ships were 3,200
Yeah, that's not
Mhm.
far off.
on a confix pilot.
Mm-hmm. The logistic ships are also high for the kind of per week average that I had settled my numbers on.
Yeah, like this is the thing is like the logistics ships are at 3,200, and that's basically focused much more on parts, whereas this is 4,000 with a fairly flat thing among them, right? And we can get pre-tech here, and
Yep. Yeah, the logistic ships did not have the salvage roll 14 plus leading to pre-tech. In fact, there were no boons for pre-tech on the logistic ships. There was just the plus 50% spare parts. That's the only boon they had. And for information, that basic salvaging 175k, that's just me looking at what the value of a week if you rolled all tens would be.
right. Yeah, yeah.
So no, the GM is absolutely not trying to taunt you into taking more risks. What?
Yeah, honestly, I trust that about as much as a rattlesnake rip with a pet me sign.
I trust that.
What if the pet me sign is attached to its rattle, and the rattle is painted in cute, like baby blue and pink colors?
Arguably more threatening because then someone's trying to convince me to do it rather than just being chance.
Yeah, I'm good either way. I think we've got enough headroom that it's not going to be too much of a problem. But it depends how long we're going to be here for.
Yeah, personally, since we don't know how long it'll take us to get all the information, my preference is to not have the crew salvage just now, but I am but one among many.
Yeah, I like that. I mean, yeah, I think we want to get as much information as we can from this ship. So best not risk it.
Yeah.
Discord is telling me I type too much. I can't even put all of the stuff that I've typed into one message.
Can we would having them work on like getting one of the guns running count as potentially increasing heat as well?
Yes, that would generate heat. I would allow a skill check to reduce that.
So it generates more than one heat.
Quick off the top of my head, I'm gonna say yes. It generates 2 heat on a A single fix or program of difficulty 10, you can reduce that down to 1. On a fix and a program of difficulty 14, you can reduce that to 0.
Which then just leads to the question, do we bring Das to the Fertin mode to help search for information there? Or do we leave her here to reduce the heat gain from fixing the gun?
I would allow Das to do both.
Very kind.
She'll be a little bit she'll be tired.
Yeah. I'm just thinking we do have parts both in pre-tech and spare parts for one more phase charge cannon. So that's an option. But again, it depends how long that's going to take and how long we're here. It may just be better to go in, get the information, spend like, I don't know, 2 days or something, getting the information, and then just get out of here and go do logistics ships for a while.
You've got
Although
enough skilled crew. Let's see. You've got, what have you got? You've got 6, 10, 11. You have 11 crew. So you can have a mixed team of skilled and green crew on the Fairtinera, and you can also have a team of crew working under Chi Shin to do stuff inside the ship. With Doug also kind of performing double duty on both the investigation of the Fairtinera and the repair of the Raza.
Yeah. We do also have the friction stuff. The logistics ships will have more friction at the moment because we've already done them a bit.
Mm-hmm.
That's true, yeah.
Whereas the Fertinaru doesn't.
That's correct.
So we, even with the logistics ships being pretty good, we have done them already this visit. So they won't give as much.
It's not just the logistics ships. It's all the ships.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm going to take a moment here. Ellie, are you able to hear us? If you're speaking, I want to let you know we can't hear you. All right. And continuing on. As for how long it will take to repair that, I believe I was giving you guys a rate of 25,000 credits worth of repairs per day.
Spare parts
Right.
being 50 apiece.
Which I think is 20 days for the gun. 10,000 parts. So it's going to be a while anyway. It's probably not worth doing it here.
Okay.
That's 50 apiece, right?
Yes, it
Spare
is.
parts? So 500 spare parts a day? Yeah, so
Yeah.
20 days.
Yeah, I think given the time that takes, it's not worth trying to fix the gun while we're here. We'll fix that another time.
That's fair.
Okay. Then you're back down to just the sole decision of, do you want crew salvaging while you guys investigate what information is on the Fairtinera?
Again, I think personally I'm happy with it just being us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we leave it off.
Yeah, I'm just thinking if they gain us like a heat or two, we're then sitting here doing nothing for like 4 days, which is half of a salvage roll elsewhere. So it kind of nullifies any gain we get, really.
Yeah, they just get a little break, like basic maintenance on the ship.
Yeah, they get a break. They get a break.
Okay. Well, you know what? They worked hard on those that pocket of logistics ships you were just on, so they are definitely not complaining about getting a little bit of time to cool down after that.
Yeah, they get the breather.
That's what they're getting.
Yeah. Cool down. Don't have heat.
Yeah, and let's go and investigate the fraternal, I suppose. Is I will ask the doctor here. Is Percy better enough and non-contagious enough to get out of the sick bay yet?
Yes.
Okay, good.
If Ellie wants to add to that, more than welcome. But if Ellie's not responsive still, then I'm going to say yes because Siri says
Nice.
yes.
Nice. Does that mean I'm healed up?
Yeah. Well, hang on. Sorry, I forgot. You actually took quite a lot of hit point damage. So
Yeah.
you have
It's been like the week in universe that we travelled, plus I think it was a week that we went from there to here because we were salvaging.
It's been 9 days, so
9 days.
9 times your level, which 7. Yeah, you're healed up.
63, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel 63 hit points, yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh,
You might have regained enough.
43 of 43, let's fucking go.
Nice.
Oh, healthy.
Okay. The Fair Tinero is a very, very big ship. This is like trying to search a small city-sized research center for which computers you think are the most relevant. There's a few obvious places. The bridge, whatever's going on with the Exodus Bay, and any kind of administrative offices you can find. Unfortunately, you've already gotten your data from the bridge and from the Exodus Bay.
I was guessing, I thought we got stuff next to this bay before.
You did.
Mm.
There's definitely quite a lot more here than just those 2 places. And a concerted search is going to turn them up, as well as methods of trying to safely extract the data from them. What I'm going to ask for to begin with is if you guys have any kind of plan or structure how you want to go about searching a city-sized research center of a vessel. Now that's actually a little bit misleading, because if this were a city, then more than half of it would be occupied by a big block of stasis tubes. So
Yeah, right, yeah, that. Okay, so is the plan of going round the stasis tubes and putting a few bullets into each of them still off the table?
We don't have that many bullets.
I think we'd need more than the Raza weighs in bullets to do that.
Is the plan of going round the ones that are easily accessible at floor height and sticking melee weapons into them still off the table?
It's still a lot of people.
We don't have enough time for that.
We do not have the time.
Actually, yeah, forget bullets. We don't have the time.
Fair enough. Okay, fine.
Yeah.
Could
I think
always
in that case...
die of old age.
Okay, so I think probably the best way to start approaching this would be, like if we just, before we even start digging into one particular area to search, if we just look around and see if anywhere looks like interesting or just doesn't match the area around it or whatever.
Yeah, did we get blueprints or no? We don't have a map of it.
You've got blueprints to reference. Yeah.
Brooklyn.
Yeah, blueprints. You've got blueprints to reference.
Yeah, so I guess look for any like, I don't know, suspiciously empty space. You know, anything that stands out on it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Does
So
this ship
yeah, you
have,
can.
like air ducts and maintenance tunnels and things?
We'll say you're not so much looking for hidden things, although hidden things would be awesome and interesting to find. You're looking at the blueprints. Just gives you some areas of interest. Various labs here and there, office quarters, a cultural center. Looking at blueprints, go ahead and have someone give me a int admin roll.
Well, it sure is fucking me.
I know that Elise is decent at those, or I believe Elise is a decent at those.
Yeah.
And
Elise is the
also
one that's got admin.
John.
I'm sorry, I was typing something.
Does John have admin?
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead and when you finish typing there, give me an int admin roll.
I'm just looking at it. I think Das doesn't have admin, but in terms of effective role in admin, Das is joint first in the party. just because +2 int.
That's administer.
Yes.
Yeah. I'm feeling double digits. Oh, there we go.
Yay.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. With that, you're able to you're able to plot and plan some hold on. Brain is not working. You're able to
Brain doesn't-
identify
don't worry about it.
several locations that would let you kind of break up the data that you find into broad categories. And I'm going to post them here. I want to wait until Nox finishes typing real quick.
Oh, it's a sequence break. It can be safely ignored.
Okay, gotcha. Secondary sequence break. Okay. Oh. You're creating a Kobayashi Maru. Well, not creating a Kobayashi Maru, but creating the scenario that the Kobayashi Maru came from.
Okay, I just looked it up. All right, yeah.
It's supposed to be an unwinnable scenario.
Okay.
I guess it's not really as relevant as I thought it was.
Sorry.
It'll be relevant when Das succeeds at it.
By cheating.
I mean, I figure if anyone here can, it's someone that can hack it.
Yep.
Either that or just looking small and innocent trail so that he just thinks, oh, she's adorable, wait, what's she buying away?
Let me also get an int program skill check as you're looking over your options for how to access these computers. These ancient computers.
Hacking or no?
Not hacking.
Not hacking. 14.
Okay. So
Casual 14?
Yep.
the biggest problem that you're going to face in trying to get this data is that as Das is looking over the blueprints of the ship and the network system, well, this was pre-Scream. They didn't believe in isolating their networks nearly as much as the post-Scream and Wi-Fi wary civilization does. Everything is networked. You'll have to be careful when accessing any computers that require access to other computers, or you could either well, you won't accidentally generate power because this ship is kind of not that great for that. But what power you've applied may short out other systems that are trying to be accessed without them being powered. You do have the option of generating 4 heat to rig up something powering all of the ship's computers. And just try and scramble to get everything. That's 4 heat per day. Or you can try and do this one targeted pocket of data at a time, trying to basically control what computers get networked and powered so that no data gets lost, or minimal data gets lost, and minimal heat is generated. It is very likely that a full grab with as much data as you expect to be on computers and as much on-site decryption is going to be needed, that it will take multiple days.
Would we, if we did do the power thing, would we be able to pulse that, turn it on for a day, do some stuff, turn it off, let the heat die down?
You could do that.
That is a good point, actually. Yeah, that sounds promising.
Yeah, it'd mean we get one. It'd mean basically we get one pulse of data, and then we've got to sit around doing absolutely nothing on the ship for like 4 days to let the heat die down. No, 8 days. 8 days because it's 2 per heat. Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Get...
I misunderstood your question. I thought you meant for one system. No, if you do the full power, right, I now catch that you said full power. If you do the full power, no, you've got to leave the power on throughout the ship, throughout the Fairtenera, until you manage to get all the data that you're looking for.
Right. So we'd be asking specific things of it if we did that then, rather than trying to get everything.
No, the full power, the 4 heat per day is a get everything situation.
Right, but it would take multiple days to get, so we'd end up going over the heat, right? Over the 10.
Most likely. There are skill checks involved to try and reduce the heat and to try and reduce the amount of days.
Yeah. Okay.
We could try starting from 0 and then try and pull everything.
Yeah.
So we start by waiting for 8 days, and then we Hail Mary the full system.
Yeah.
Okay.
So just let the heat die down to 0, and then just blast the whole thing, hope we can get something.
And then blast and see what we can get. Yeah.
Yeah, blast and try and get everything.
I'm willing to roll a dice on it.
Yeah.
I do want to remind that you're getting close-ish to your 2 month of stores.
Life support, right? Yeah, right.
Yeah. Well, you're a month away at this point, but going for
we do need to travel, yeah.
multiple days, yeah, getting back to the site. You will be closer than you've ever been to well, not ever. You guys were at like 2 days out.
Yeah.
Closer than we've ever pushed ourselves.
Closer than you've ever brought a crew.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's you're at so your starvation date, your starving date is going to be, what was that? April 12th. And you're at March 22nd. You've got 20 days to play with. -2 for travel to the station.
I mean, the longest that we do any of this is 3 days of full power before the Fertinero is lost. So.
Yeah. But if we can reduce the heat a bit, we might be able to get 3 days of that, and then come out of that without hitting 10. At which point we'd want to reduce the heat enough to escape without. What's the minimum heat on escape again? Is it 3?
1. Minimum heat is 1.
Minimum is 1. Manager, I think max is 4.
Max
is 4.
6. Max is 6.
6.
I mind.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, I think if we do this, there's a very real chance we just lose the Fertinero. Which, if we get it, I'm fine.
Yeah. Well, hang on, because we'd need, if we reduce to 0, that's 8 days. Call it 3 for the actual operation. Is 11.
Yeah, 11. They're probably gone by then.
We've got 20 -2, 18. Which leaves us 6 to reduce heat, which gives us 3 more headroom, assuming we didn't hit 10 by then. So we'd only need then 2 of the checks to succeed to not hit the 10.
Yeah.
Assuming we didn't hit the 10 in those 3 days.
Like I said,
So
even if
it depends how long that takes, and whether the heat reduction works.
Even if we do lose the Fertinero off of doing this, I think it's worth it to get our big chunk of information off of it.
Assuming we actually do get a big chunk of information off of it, we could just go 3 days, not find shit, and then, yeah.
I mean, yeah, sure. It's a very real possibility.
Yeah.
I will tell you that the mechanics for the full pull are as simple as you're going to pick what you want first, and that one's practically guaranteed. It's just going to be a difficulty 8 program int or fix int, infix. I'll vary the skill checks along the way, and then each one after that is going to be +1. So you're only looking at max difficulty of 12 with the full pull.
But is it hacking?
It
is not hacking. I'm so sorry.
Dang.
I mean, I don't think it matters on it. Like difficulty 8. The only way I fail a difficulty 8 not hacking is rolling 3 1s.
You'll probably want to save that for the 5th check, or the 5th check.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Save all your experts until the very end.
Yeah.
I mean, we'd like to save all our experts in the first place, but yeah.
Well, indeed. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't tell you that failing any of these checks would kill the character. How did you know?
I mean, you didn't tell us it wouldn't. And
got you there.
30 sessions. Has it only been 30 sessions? Wow, it feels longer.
It sounds like you guys are pretty set on the full grab here. You're not willing to lose any of these data packs, are you?
We'd really rather not, given that it seems important.
Or hounds.
Here I was trying to create a system that would actually make you choose which data you wanted, and you're like, I want all. You're taking the most extreme route to it.
Yeah. Which data would you like? Yes. No, you choose. No.
All right. Well, should I even bother telling you what the mechanics are for the one system at a time? Or should I just tell you it will lose some data packets and then be done with it.
I'm curious.
Okay. It's
I'm totally not just quizzing you to make sure that you prepared it beforehand, because I know you did.
I did. It's not typed, so I can't just copy paste. But it is sitting here in front of me. And it's the same check. It's the difficulty. Well, it's not the same check. It's the same set of checks. Difficulty 10 instead. For just one, with 2 of the checks for each system, but they don't increase. The trade-off is when you get a system, you lose a system, or a packet, you lose a packet. So if you decide first to go for condenser, I roll to see which of the other 4 is gone. It ends up allowing you to make 3 skill checks to practically guarantee 3 packs of data. Because how are you guys gonna fail difficulty 10s, right?
How indeed.
Okay. So how do we feel about just getting 3 of these rather than all 5? Or trying to get all 5?
I think it'd be fun. I mean, getting 3 seems fine to me.
Do we know roughly what they are before we try and get them all?
Yeah, condenser, entities, historical, military, culture.
Yeah. So what you're seeing in the blueprints or the blueprints,
Blueprints.
the blueprints, is that there's something called some large bulk of data, research data on some kind of technological advancement called a condenser. There's some also scientific data on some things called entities.
We have some idea of what that might be, because didn't some gun say in case of entity?
Some gun did say in case of entity.
That Elise is carrying around.
That Elise is carried around. Yeah.
I remember because I went in the trail fight when I saw that pop up. I was like, oh, I forgot we had that.
Yeah. Did we get that from here? I thought it was just a joke.
You got it from one of the ships in the graveyard.
Huh, I thought it was just a joke. But yeah, that is, don't forget.
Nope, that was when you were salvaging a pocket of fighter ships.
Yeah, don't forget there's also that, like, the lights that at least saw rising off of the bodies of people that were shot, which nobody else saw, which may also have been entities, so we definitely want that regardless.
Okay. The historical data is a archive of dense information detailing the history of Muran, this system.
I mean, even if it's not useful, it could still be worth a fortune if we find the right historian.
Yeah, I think we'd like to get that one, but it's less potentially it's less relevant to us. It's cool. I'd like to know, but
yeah, it's also very.
It'd probably be valuable to someone.
Oh yeah, yeah.
No, I have the feeling it might still be valuable to us, like knowing what happened here, because we are trying to figure out what happened here, basically, aren't we?
True.
The military data, there are signs of military cooperation with Terran Mandate, pre-screen Terran Mandate. And so getting into that is the most likely to give you pre-scream sector information. Colonization information, if that's included there, and just what the colonization of Muran had to do with Terran Mandate in a military sense. And then cultural data is lots of media.
I think culture data is probably the least interesting. What was condenser data again?
We could learn about the ghost beans.
You would learn about the ghost beans with the culture data, yes.
What was condenser data again?
Condenser data is a large body of research involving a scientific advancement, or technological advancement.
Okay,
called a condenser.
Okay, that sounds like interesting tech that we should probably have some interest in, huh?
Mm,
Seems
Hmm.
kind of specific.
yeah,
Yeah, but
yeah.
And
we're
I'm
talking
not trying to
increasing
to goad you into the 8. I misspoke when I said difficulty 10. I was looking at my notes and thinking, well, that's too easy.
yeah.
It, but no, I put it at 8 for the specific reason that you're already guaranteed to lose 2 things of randomness, somewhat random.
Mm.
So it was intended as a difficulty 8 check, just the bare minimum of a gear check, basically.
Right. Whereas if we did pull that gambit, we would dump all the power into it and try and get everything. How hard's that again?
If you dump everything, if you go all in and try to power the ship so that nothing gets corrupted beyond its ability to be recovered, you are at 4 heat per day. You are you're choosing a packet of data and making a difficulty 8 skill check, and then picking another packet of data, make it a difficulty 9, 10, 11, and 12.
Well, okay. So rather than 8, then 8, then 8, it's 4 heat per day, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and also what, like, in program not hacking checks?
They're going to be multiple checks. Programming, not hacking, can only be used once.
Okay, interesting. And how long would it take us to
Does
try
program
and
hacking count as a different check?
It's valiant effort.
It is a valiant effort, and the answer is no.
Yeah. Okay, so how long would it take us to try and rip all 5 if we tried to get all 5? Because you said 4 heat per day, implying it takes more than a day.
I did imply it takes more than a day. Hang on real quick. So, the 4 heat per day is a default of taking 3 days. Each time you roll over the difficulty by 2 or more, you have you've put off that data grab from advancing a day. So each data grab will advance the clock by a day up to a maximum of 3. Rolling 2 over your your target prevents that advancement.
Okay. So, like, if we roll more than 2 over the target on any of the data grabs, then it doesn't advance a day, but it could take us as much as 3 days.
Correct.
Okay. And if it does get to the point where 3 days have passed and we continue to either fail or not beat by 2 the checks, would it just stop at 3 days?
Yeah, it just stops at 3 days.
Okay, well, it does occur to me that in order for us to shed enough heat to not immediately get caught doing this, which would likely get 2 days of data grabs anyway, that requires more than a week to pass. Union may have left by then.
Plausible.
So how do we feel? Are we willing to wait it out and then try and go for
So, yeah, if we did.
or do we want to get 3 semi-randomly?
Okay, hang on. Let me just do the maths here.
Mm-hmm.
We did.
I mean, realistically, how we should look at it is, like, how much do we want the 4th and 5th ones? Do we want it enough to be passing harder checks the whole time and also generating a shitload of heat?
So the thing with
and
the harder checks, it's not just a case of how much do we want the last like 2.
It's the choice. Yeah, we get to pick which ones we want.
It's well, we still get to pick.
Or rather, we don't
mostly.
if we only pick 3.
So, well, if we pick 3, we definitely get to pick the first one.
Yeah.
But then one of the remaining 4 goes away randomly.
Yeah.
So like if we went into that and said, okay, we want condenser and entities and we'd like the others if we can get them.
Yeah.
we might
then
pick
we're like,
condenser, and then entities just vanishes.
Yeah.
Yeah, the first one's the most important because that's the only one you're getting. You're getting that
So the
specific one.
first one is guaranteed either way.
Yeah.
But if there's two we want,
So let's talk it through.
the second one might vanish.
I think entities is potentially really important.
Yeah.
I think historical also potentially really important. Definitely gonna be able to sell that for a decent chunk of money. Condenser
Mm.
less important, I would say, but still, like, who knows what a condenser is? Maybe it's something super useful. We
Yeah.
can't say.
It could be anything. It could even be an entity data.
Yeah, military and culture probably still good, but not like in the same caliber as the other three. Military above culture, I would say.
Yeah. I mean, the thing with the historical and selling
might-
it is like, yes, but how much is that going to be? And is it
Yeah.
like, how long would it take salvaging to get that? It's probably not very long.
Ironically,
Whereas condenser, if it's something we can exploit,
if you moved condenser data down to like second or third place on this list, then you have basically my hierarchy of how important I think they are.
Yeah.
mm,
I'd definitely say entities then condenser.
I'm going
Yeah,
to
I
point.
think they're definitely top two.
I'm going to point out that if you're looking at sellable value, pre-screen technology data is going to be the most valuable.
Hey, yeah. Pre-scream history is also like more or less unknown, but I think you have a good point about the. Okay, so which do we want?
Funny enough, aside from undervaluing the condenser data, I think you guys were pretty spot on how much things would be sellable for. I wasn't listening too closely, but it sounded like you pretty much hit the right order of how much credit value each has, aside from the condenser data. There's no question about that. I don't need to make you roll anything. Knowing that this is technology that was being developed pre-Scream instantly puts it at a very high sellable value.
Okay, so in that case, honestly, I kind of this actually like even hearing that the last two aren't as important. This does kind of make me want to go for the full smash and grab of the whole thing, purely because I'm not sure whether it's gone strong enough beyond. I would really like both condenser and entities to. I think we need both condenser and entities. I'm not sure if it's that strong, but I do think that at the very least it would be really nice to have condenser and entities. And I mean, if a couple of sessions ago showed us anything, a 2.6% chance is possible, a 25% completely reasonable.
Yeah.
I honestly don't want to gamble on losing either of them. How does everyone else feel?
Well, my thoughts, and I did some maths, right?
Of course you did.
If we spend the time to get our heat down to 0, and then begin this process of getting stuff, and just basically go with stop it as soon as we've done 2 days, which I think means we can definitely make 2 checks. Is that right, Dex?
I think we can't stop it once we start it.
Correct.
We can't stop it once we start it if we want more data, right?
Yeah, that's true.
Like if we stop it,
Yeah.
If we turn it all off, we lose the data presumably. But
that
can we do that and like abort partway through?
Let me
Depending
make
on
sure
how
I'm
it's going?
understanding correctly. You're asking if you could start the full grab, the 4 heat per day, and go through making checks, and if you end up at 2 days and looking at the next check with some with a wary eye and thinking you don't want to make it, can you come back to it? Is that the question? Can you just drop everything and come back?
It's not can we come back, it's can we just stop, abort, cancel, and just
Lose
get
everything.
the data we've already got and lose the rest.
I would allow
Like,
that. My initial
if we pass the hypothetically, if we pass the condenser by 1, we pass the entities by 1, and we're like, the rest of it's not really worth pushing the heat too high. Can we just say, okay, we don't care about the rest of it anymore. We've got the 2.
Yes.
Turn the power off and start losing heat.
Yeah, I would allow that. It wasn't intended, but the decision matrix on that still works for me. It does not it the thing that I want to avoid creating is like right now we're talking about going dark for 8 days and waiting out, and that's perfectly fine. But I want to avoid using time any more than that to be able to come
Yeah.
back. So like if you were asking if we could just shut it all down and then come back to it later, that would be a quick no for me because I don't want that kind of gameplay. It's not that interesting.
Yeah.
But the
That's-
choice
Yeah,
of
no, it's basically a shut it down and lose the rest to avoid Union getting here.
it's basically
Yeah.
kiting the data.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, if you make 2 checks and you realize that you don't want to make that third one because there's a much bigger chance that Union will come over, and you're of the understanding that that means you'll lose the other 3 things and can't come back to them later, yes, you can do that.
Okay. My thought then would be, we wait the 8 days to get to 0 heat. We do the checks. We start with condenser and entities. We start the full grab, starting with condenser and entities.
Yeah.
We try and reduce the stuff as much as we can. But at whatever point the next check could push us into the 3rd day, we stop, lose heat, and then go resupply.
I'm down for that.
So if the checks go well, we get all of it, and it takes us 2 days, or one day if we do really well. If they go badly, we at least get the reasonable difficulty checks for condenser and entities, and then we go resupply.
You've basically designed a unintended but clever way of getting the 2 pieces of data that you really want without any risk of losing them.
Indeed. Indeed.
So
I mean, that is the risk of us still pulling Union over in this direction and they take everything, so.
yeah, my props to you, sir.
Yep. Well, you know, it's like we want all of it, but there's 2 that we really definitely want, and this is the only way I can see to get them both without risk.
Yeah, I'm willing to risk Union coming over to investigate the first in a row to get the condenser and
Look.
entities data.
We're willing to take a 1 in 6 risk, but not a 1 in 5 risk.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, we didn't take the 1 in 6 risk though.
Oh, well, that's true.
Yeah.
You know.
no, we didn't.
Wait, where's one second?
Oh, I guess we're not really willing to accept any risk at all. My bad.
No. We're not willing to accept any risk that we can reasonably reduce.
That's fair. Remember what the 1 in 6 risk is that we.
I am willing to jump above
salvage
10
it, I
heat
think.
to get everything.
All right,
That
let's.
brings Union over.
I'm okay with that.
And they get it as well, probably. Although, actually, yeah, question. Dex, if we did the full grab, and we got everything, and then we turned the power off, is the data gone to the point that no one else gets it?
Yes, it is. Powering this up and accessing these computers will cause cascading faults because they're not being powered how they're intended to be powered. They're not being powered with the same amperage and cycles and wattage and all that stuff as they were intended to be powered. 600 years and no pre-tech, no sci-tech has developed since these computers were designed. Accessing them is effectively destroying them. It's just a matter of what can you get before they can no longer be accessed.
Yeah. Okay. So plausibly then, this data is the last stuff that's left here that we can't get elsewhere.
Yeah.
Presumably,
so,
it will still be given. There's probably still some pre-tech parts that obviously we missed, but
there's probably pre-tech, but we can get pre-tech elsewhere. Is what I'm thinking.
Yeah,
This
that's
data
true. Well, I was just saying on the matter of like effectively giving something to Union.
True.
And what they do with that.
If you'd like, I can give you the actual mechanical stats of how much pre-tech is left on the ship. It's not information your characters would know, but I'm willing to give it to you as players if that helps you decide things.
Fine. I'm assuming that there's no reasonable way for it, given the size of the ship, for us to salvage all the pre-tech on it. I'm just working on that assumption.
Yeah, and that is.
So unless that's like horribly wrong, then.
Yeah. No, that's absolutely fair. And the limit I placed on it is for obviously for gameplay purposes only. There's nothing stopping Union from coming over, as you say, and finding pre-tech, even if you've exhausted the supply that's available to you.
Hmm. Yeah.
They obviously they have
I
a
think
lot more
first
people
we
to
see
throw at the
if they're
problem.
still here after 8 days. That's the big one.
Yeah. Well, let's let you guys sit for 8 days. It sounds like everyone's on board with this plan. If not, raise objection now. Um,
Brotherhood of
Okay.
Peace.
we'll let you guys sit in the relative dark for 8 days, and I'd like we've been doing a lot of numbers and logistic stuff. I'd like one scene between some characters, or I'm going to cause some problems between NPCs. That's my
Riley?
threat.
Riley, are you here? Riley.
You know, I know that Ellie did
Um,
have something that she really did want Riley to talk to Doug
Yeah.
about. So, Viral, can you take a second to do that thing Ellie said earlier and mercilessly spam call her?
Oh yeah, sure, yeah. I will be back shortly.
Yeah, live up to your
Okay.
commitments.
I'm back shortly.
If all else fails, this is a good place for that sequence break to happen.
Yep, yep.
yeah. And we're at the 22nd of March, right? Beginning of this bit,
Yes, we are.
because that's Asta's birthday.
Oh, okay.
Wow, look at person tracking birthdays over here.
Yeah.
That's very impressive, actually.
I actually just saw Ellie's light up.
Yeah,
Welcome back to the
Hi.
land of the living.
I think I've had a dream, but I'm not sure. Might have just been listening to you guys and half fantasizing.
Welcome
You're
back.
back. Welcome back.
Okay. So,
By the way, when I told you to call me, I meant via my fucking phone call. This is why I gave you my fucking phone number, you dipshit.
The phone number that I forgot 5 minutes after you gave me it. Yes.
In our D.
all right. So,
I've looked for it before and not been able to find it.
the reason that we woke you up is I want a roleplay scene to occur before we go into this long sequence of lore dump. And I knew that you wanted to have Riley approach Doug with something.
Yes, that is something that I wanted to do. I'm sorry. I think I actually fell asleep instead of just quietly listening in bed.
You definitely fell asleep because we called out to you many times.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
also, it's been 2 hours. So
Yes, it has also been 2 hours.
it's also been 2 hours. I did not notice that.
Yes.
They've called you to this meeting.
I wouldn't really call me visiting you a meeting, Douglas.
Oh, no, I was. Oh, anyways, carry on.
Yeah.
We're getting into the scene.
So
Anyway.
how does Riley approach Doug, and where do you think she approaches him? Where does she try to find him? Or does she call him to her?
Or does he have a call from Doug? Or does he have a call from Doug?
I was just going to have her approach him looking like she had a kind of a bedhead that she hadn't taken care of, but
Art imitates life.
Yes, of course it does.
yes, of course. It's yeah, I'm just gonna go call Douglas.
All right, and I'll just say, oh, Riley, just the person I wanted to speak to.
You did? You need to speak to me?
Yeah, I wanted to talk to you about a project I had in mind.
That's certainly coincidence. Well, go right ahead then.
Yeah, you want to just?
There's a person in the engineering bay. Are you there right now?
Of course I am.
Right, I'll be right over.
Come on down.
I don't know how long it is to walk, but after a short while, she just walks into the engineering bay and
Can't
Like-
imagine it takes too long.
A few minutes at most.
Douglas,
Riley?
that's me. Yep.
So,
So,
so you say you said you had a project for me?
no, I had a few ideas. Just let's do yours first.
Oh yeah, sure. So with Percy's recent and quotations or air quotes heroics, I was just wondering if we had I don't know, I was thinking of some way to work on his armor and do something to keep him alive if he does something stupid like that again.
You're gonna have to specify.
So are there any like, well, I don't want to say stimulants because it sounds like drugs, but
No, I mean like you're gonna have to specify what kind of dumb heroics you're referring to.
oh yeah, with that trail encounter where he went all tentacly.
Yes.
Where Percy had to be in quarantine.
Ah, right, because he got his father all over him. Yes.
Yeah, he got tentacle goo all. Or yes, that.
Dad, I don't actually know what. I haven't actually asked what happened to have that happen to him, so you're gonna have to explain.
How it happened to him?
Yes.
Well, we were all running away, and he was like, "Oh, y'all run! I'll distract them."
Right. Wait, did he like actually mano a mano fucking?
I mean, it was kind of badass. I just really kind of wish, he had not done that.
Right. Yes.
I think we could all. I think we all had it. Or I think he could have gotten blown up by the demo charge. I don't know. Just seemed awful reckless to me.
Riley just kind of tiredly rubs the bridge of her nose between her eyes and goes,
Yeah. Right. No, that he did do that.
You all right, Riley?
I'm. She pauses and just kind of squints at Douglas and goes, "Fine. Yeah."
All right, you say so. Now, so I just wanted to see if you could help me. I don't know, design something to put in armor to pick people what's up to keep them alive.
So what you want to do is to create some better armor for him. So, considering the circumstances, an armored faxit would not.
Right? No, I've already I've done what I can. I got I've customized his armor for him already, but I just I'm trying to think of other ideas to make it better.
The
That
armor
I
has-
haven't already done.
Well, I will freely admit armor is not my area of specialty. But I mean, I could always try to cook something up.
Yeah, well, I just need to know,
Yeah.
like, what sort of cocktails can be jabbed into people, and how that works. What can you stick into people to make them not die? I just need to know that
Well,
start.
There's. I'm sorry, I'm not actually familiar what kind of drugs is fucking.
So I
Big.
can.
Yeah. Well, presumably Riley should know something, right?
Yeah.
We can leave it there, and we'll get to what Riley wanted too, because that's what I had to present to Riley. As a collaborative project.
There might actually be some drugs that.
I
might
want
help.
to put in two things there. There's a temporary combat drug, or well, they're always temporary. There's a combat drug that could give him 10 hit points, and Riley may also have some knowledge of Mercure armor. This entirely depends on whether you want her to, but Mercure security troops typically do have an auto injection port in their armor. It is to
gonna
keep
go
them
with
alive, of course.
I'm gonna go with yes because that's neat.
Okay.
And also because she really needed to read up on something while doing her job. Okay, it was dreadfully boring.
The auto injection port wouldn't be extensively detailed in publicly available information. There's of course rumors.
Does it at least specify where it in the
oh no,
in-house Mercury files? Does it specify where they would have been injecting it?
that unless Riley was involved in administering or doing anything with the armor, she wouldn't know exactly. But she has enough of an idea that she could help design one of his own. He would need her medical
Yeah.
expertise for placement, best placement of it to accommodate the widest array of
Right.
possible drugs, and obviously his expertise in making the thing.
And also making sure it doesn't. Yeah, my making the thing meaning that it injects people when it's supposed to, and not just when they trip on a rock.
Right. Might also need some computing expertise too.
Oh yeah. No, I'll realize. I'm sure Douglas will realize that later when he's designing it.
Riley just kind of squints her eyes a little while for frowning, and goes, "Oh, wait, it's a company secret. I also don't care. Okay, so you know how Mercure Corp has security guards. They have I'm not quite sure of the specifics, but they do have auto injection drugs, temporary combat drugs that assist them build into their armor. And that could work.
Well, shit, that's proof of concept right there, and that's one step already done.
That yeah, but I wasn't.
I mean, I'll have
thinking
to.
for that, but
Don't know how they've rigged it, but hey, we know it can work.
Well, yes, we'd have to. Well, I suppose the most efficient place to. Right, yeah, that's something we could talk about. Yes.
Yeah.
I
But
mean,
anyways, you wanted to see me for something?
right. I did. Yes. Thank you for reminding me.
Yeah, no problem.
So you might have noticed I am
Yeah, I see.
not particularly the most combat inclined entity on the ship.
Right.
Right. I was thinking, and this actually kind of somewhat overlaps with your request, given my answer to it.
Go
I'm
on.
thinking I needed to get myself something that would help me to be a little bit better, or at least have something.
Funny you mentioned that. I did just finish. Those measurements I took. I did actually just finish. Customize a CFU for you.
I'm sorry. Repeat what you customized.
Uh,
Like generally, I missed the word.
CFU, what is it? Combat field uniform. It's like the marine. It's like the marine armor.
Oh, that's wonderful. But I was thinking a little bit more of the offensive. Well,
Offensive.
Yes. She pauses and just kind of looks at him after having looked at the table for a couple seconds. You know, I'm a doctor.
Right. Not usually considered offensive, but
I would like to change that. Okay, so there's combat drugs you can inject and
that is something we were just talking about.
And how I particularly use a knife. You would not know this because she's never actually shown herself using a knife.
Right. I'll just go along with it. Yeah. Right. You use knives.
I was thinking of making a. What's the right word for it? An injection knife. That doesn't quite feel right.
I'm picking up what you're putting down. Like
Right.
you stick a knife in someone and then it injects. I mean, it's like a poison knife.
Oh, but it's like a toxin injector, cybernetic, except not a cybernetic.
Right. No, I'm not doing the surgery.
No, we're not doing surgery. We're making it a knife, except with.
Yeah. No, that's. I mean, you stick something in there in someone, and it sticks something in them. That's pretty easy.
Yes, I stab someone and I fill them with my juices. We get it.
Wow. Geez, awkward way to put it that way.
I fail to see how that's awkward. I would stab them and then inject them with
right. Whatever poison. I mean, yeah, that's a pretty simple. I think that's something we can definitely do.
Right.
See,
yes.
Mechanically, it's just. I mean, might get complicated if you needed to like do some fancy math or. But I mean, if you just need it to, when you stick something with it, it sticks jugs in them.
Yeah.
I'm right there with you. That's easy.
Yeah, I do need that specifically. I'm not. It's probably not going to help much against, more armored opponents, but at that point, I am so outgunned, I should not be there.
Right. I mean, if you thought of like a dart gun.
I'm really not good with guns. Well, I mean,
Oh.
I'm not horrible, but I'm better.
I mean, I guess you could throw the knife. Maybe I should make you a set you can throw. I just don't think you should, be sticking people by hand.
Well, I am a doctor.
No,
That's
no
what
offense,
I
Doc.
do. I'm a doctor. Stabbing people is what I do sometimes.
Yeah, but using their will, ain't they? Right?
Yes, I suppose needles are indeed what I was referring. Yes. But yes, if that's doable, then it'd be nice if we could, whilst we're designing that armor for Percy, we could work on that as well.
Oh, by the way, you say, have you talked to Elise about the knife thing, by the way? Just, No, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
Should I talk to Elise about the night thing?
Oh, yeah. Oh.
Yeah, think about Riley being fond of knives is interesting.
Well, I suppose I can go talk to Elise about the knife.
No, it might be best if you don't talk to Elise about the knife.
He just kind of squints and Doug and goes, "No, you know what? I think I will."
All right, well, I warned you.
Well,
Don't worry, you'll be referred to.
Please don't. But anyway, no, I'm sure I could rig something like that up for you. I still think making them throwing knives would be better, but we'll
I would
we
prefer
could do some prototyping.
Yeah, I would like to be involved in the creation, given it's going to be my weapon. My idea.
Right. Now I'll let me just I'll just rig up some little prototypes, and we'll see what direction you want to go in.
I suppose.
Or just send me any if you got any design choices like how they look, certainly send that my way.
I do have some initial SketchUps I have in my room, which is not here.
No, just text them over to me.
Yes, I will. Thank you for your time, Douglas. And she says before turning around and marching out.
So I'm gonna post the mod that came up from this discussion. I will, before posting this, because this is a very expensive pre-tech mod, I will note that a non-pre-tech version of this is possible, and it is simply called Boosted. It's +2 damage. Is perfectly adequate at describing the extra harm that a little bit of poison would do without tapping out the reservoir. This, however, mimics the toxin injector cyberware a little bit more closely, with some modifications to account for the fact that it's not doing system strain to the user. Does take 2 units of pre-tech, which I know you reduced down to 1, and you could certainly choose which of those you wanted to use and not use.
I do kind of want the fancy knife.
Yeah, no, I'm with you there. Keep in mind it does go down. Yeah, I do have the Tinker 2, so it's half cost, effectively.
Yeah.
I admit I was just thinking of something like Boosted, but yeah, no,
yeah.
I like to think like that's what Doug was thinking of, is like a knife that would count as boosted.
And then
Versus
Riley's
what this
gonna come
is,
up with
which
the
is
initial
obviously-
IDs, and it's gonna be a lot more.
Yeah, Riley's gonna keep suggesting things like back and forth feedback, and it's like, okay, well, this is okay. I know I said this would be easy.
But and also we're gonna need DAS for the coding stuff, probably.
Yeah, you want to similar to like Doug's not wanting the auto injector to trigger when it trips over a rock.
I do want to point out that I came to Riley about I want to inject things into our teammates, and Riley's like, I want to inject things into the enemies.
That was perfect.
Yeah, actually, that is
Yeah.
actually perfect. It's great.
Between all of you, you're just injecting everyone.
Yes.
Hopefully with different
By our
stuff.
powers combined, we are injecting everyone.
By our powers combined, we'll poison the enemies and maybe the allies if we fuck up a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, hey, we'll have to be careful not to mix and match our drugs.
And part of the computing in the knife is actually going to be trying to calculate on the fly, as the knife is stabbing into skin, what the best chemical cocktail will be. And that's why the pre-tech computing is there. To be able to do that quickly and that effectively. And then the materials is obviously you're dealing with very fine, delicate medical instruments, and you want them to be durable and not have to be fixed every time you stab.
Yay. Fancy knife.
Yeah.
I do have the money, just straight up to pay for it, so that's the thing.
I mean, I should hope so.
So your
Yeah, we should all have money.
your timer on that, I'll put a date on it, starts the 22nd. I said we're at. Yes.
Yeah, I'm just gonna take off the credits preemptively off my account, so
That's
We'll say
fine.
that's
there you go.
that pretty sure that counts. That counts against my mod time, right? Which is fine because I was looking for a new project.
The research time is not going to count against your mod time when you actually build it.
Okay.
We'll just say that the last week of the project time is the mod time.
Okay. So
Right,
until
and we,
until we actually get started on that, I'll be working on the Elisa's rifle.
and we're gonna need to make a fixed program and heal check at some point after
Yeah.
a week or two,
Yeah.
which I hope we succeed in, given who is involved.
I mean, that 12, I'll be honest, I didn't go with reliable in my focus choice. So just be warned, that 12 is something that I very much can fail.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
I believe in you.
Versus that 10 program is like, yeah, DAS is not likely to fail that. Because
Yeah,
DAS is all
yeah,
about
no, that's-
reliability.
Right,
That's probably.
Yeah.
10
I
heal.
forget what the numbers are. That might be like 98%.
Yeah,
Probably.
10 program. Is that a week? Yeah, we good. We good.
What is 46 plus 4 for that?
All right, let's go ahead and take our break. We'll do a 13-minute break and come back at 1:30.
Mm-hmm.
Yo, okay. I will be awake when we go back. I promise.
Very good. Return into frame.
Turn to brain.
I'm sorry, I was in a conversation. You can't expect me to pick up the phone.
I can when you literally said, phone me, try it, after giving me your phone number. How am I supposed to interpret that?
Let's interpret that as, hey, it's Asta's birthday.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Are you guys doing anything for it?
Who?
Someone was doing something for it.
I mean, silly question. Ginja?
Yeah, who, I wonder.
Yeah, I think the question is, do we know that it's Asta's birthday?
I may have brought us back a little bit too early if Ginja's not back.
That's true, we haven't confirmed that.
It's
And you
DC
said
typing.
that.
Yep.
Okay,
All
sure.
right. Ginja's typed.
Ah, right.
Oh, you
Right,
said-
yeah, Asta.
yeah.
Right, I thought you said acid.
I don't know who Asta is.
The
The
Xenophile.
Xenophile.
All right. Well,
wait, you were referencing that
It's one of the named crew.
why don't we come back to that then? Because I know that Das is going to be involved in that in some way, so I want Ginja to be able to voice in. Let's talk about your skill checks. I did put up relevant skill checks. That's not an all-inclusive list. If you think of a way that pilot should be relevant, I'm always willing to hear it. I may not always agree, but I'm always willing to hear it.
And then
We have
shooting it
come to
down
bargain.
angrily.
Yes,
Right,
absolutely.
so just for different skill checks.
Dexter, we have come to bargain again and again and again.
You know how quickly you kill things? It's the only shooting I get to do, Meowkin. um. So let's
I can actually contribute worth a damn to any of these.
what's your most? What is the first thing you want to? What was the first data you want to get, or is it just in that order?
Honestly, I think there's something to be said for just that order right there.
Condenser entities, historical.
What are we
Military
doing?
culture. So we're trying to decide what order we want to try and grab the. How much of the discussion about the data earlier were you asleep for?
All of it.
Yeah, I don't. I think Ellie was asleep for that entire part.
Okay,
Oh,
so in a
right.
nutshell, scroll up a little. You see the 5 kinds of data that Dex listed.
I do see them. Yes, that's
That is what we can potentially get off the third turn in a row. We have the option of either, like sequentially grabbing one and then losing another one permanently corrupted.
Nope.
Or-
We don't even need to go over the options. We're just doing the full grab.
I am
okay, yeah,
going
right.
to vote for the full grab because that is a
Right.
lot of stuff
That's
that
good.
would be
Yeah,
lost.
That's what we
That's what
we already agreed on.
Yep. That's
Yeah.
what we're already doing.
Yeah, so
No
basically,
backsies.
we're doing sequential, getting harder skill checks to try and grab as many of those 5 as we can. Or pulling the plug early from it, get union's attention.
I would deprioritize military to the last. Wait, hold on. Let me just type out in the order I do it.
Sure. But yeah, the condenser, as far as we know, is some sort of pre-tech tech, which is most likely to be the most valuable one because holy shit, pre-tech. Entities, we have no idea what that is, but we have seen stuff marked in case of entity.
Told you it's good. Okay, fight me.
So that's one vote for
Condense is
the.
valuable and entities is interesting.
How many were already inclined towards the in the order of presentation?
Me.
Seems like a reasonable order. Yeah.
Yeah, I think you're overruled there, Ellie.
Yeah, I think you're also missing the context where we discussed how I think almost everyone else was like condensers and entities. And then,
Yeah.
Okay, but can we we swap out military and culture then?
That's fine.
yeah, that's probably fine.
Cool.
Fine with me.
I'll
We
move this.
may not get that far anyway, depending on whether we want to decide to
I have complete faith
let
in you.
Union come.
Yeah,
I've
do you not?
complete faith in you.
Yeah, do
Oh,
you
I'm
not.
not.
Abilities, Genja?
I don't think we'll have a problem with the program roll.
We probably
Yeah,
will.
well,
It's just
yeah.
like if we do have to cut and run, the
Yeah,
ones towards the end will be cut. But they should presumably we are planning for success, but you know, prepared for failure just in case.
Yeah.
Almost makes me wonder if we shouldn't like how badly do we want the condenser data? Because do we put Das up front with her ridiculous program roll so we definitely get condenser data? Or do we put someone else with a solid skill bonus in front so that Das can then grab one later, hopefully by a big enough margin it doesn't extend the timer any further?
Yeah. Well, the first check is going to be difficulty 8 or 10 to not extend the timer. Which, like, that's trivial for Das. Presumably, anyone who's got a reasonable focus skill in the list that works is going to be able to hit those pretty reliably.
Yeah.
I have fixed
You know?
two. Yeah.
Can the same person roll more than once?
That's a good question.
I don't see why not.
Because I'm saying that you can't roll the same skill more than once, I think it's I will allow the same character to roll more than once. If they're good in multiple of those skills.
Okay, so I imagine these are all intelligence checks.
Not necessarily.
Okay. But regardless, the best thing that I can offer is an exert +1 or a sneak +0. But if I can manage to finagle a way into doing any of them with dexterity, then I have +2 dex mod.
I can offer a fix with int probably, and everything else is a +0.
We can shoot it. No, I'm joking. The
I mean-
only thing I can offer is that lead charisma, maybe even a lead wisdom.
I did wonder.
but
I
I
did
also have
wonder
a no
if like
+1.
I did wonder if like military/combat knowledge would allow me to use shoot for the military data in particular, but I doubt it.
Would be funny though.
Wouldn't it?
What?
I would allow it for the kind of well, not the military training, but the breadth of knowledge that comes with that kind of mercenary background. So I would allow that check to be made,
That
only
kind of thing, yeah.
because Percy does have the mercenary background and the piracy background.
Yeah.
But it would be with intelligence, not dexterity.
I can make that work. I can
Okay.
make that work.
I
Although by
believe
the time we get that deep in, it's already a difficulty 12 check and a roll with a +3. Still feasible.
Yeah.
Like a little above average, but still reasonable.
Yeah.
Do you want to do Ashta's birthday before you start rolling, or do you want to continue pondering the rolls and then do the birthday?
I think the birthday would be nice afterwards as a celebration or consolation, depending on how well we do.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, we know we're getting at least one thing, but
I think
You know-
if we did the birthday right now, it would be like in the dark. It'd be a very depressing birthday party.
yeah, that too.
That is true.
Oh.
Her birthday starts right when you guys power down.
Oh God.
Happy birthday! Turn out the light.
It'll make the candles and the cake more spectacular.
But I'm just imagining Quana doing like building not quite a bonfire, but some sort of like fancy construction of candles, so that it's all sort of fancy. Like, but again,
And then the
that
smoke detectors come on, rain, water, all over the place.
no, it's fine. We powered off the smoke detectors. It's fine.
No. Those are considered emergency systems.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah.
if anybody is asking Asta, she's not terribly surprised that there's a birthday celebration coming, because she's seen that history on the ship, and she's also not at all put off by waiting until the lights come back on.
Okay, that's
And
fine.
actually, now thinking about it, Asta's probably pretty excited about entities, right?
Asta's
Yeah,
very
yeah.
excited about it. She's more interested in what you guys find on that ship than she is in her birthday cake.
So the birth. Oh yeah.
Okay, I've got to be honest. When we're deciding what we would use for what, I do kind of want to put Das in first to use program on the fucking condenser data.
That's a bold move.
I'm thinking it may actually make more sense to put Das in second.
Another
on the-
possibility,
just,
yeah.
just that marginally harder check.
Yeah.
Just to
Yeah.
basically guarantee that we get the first two.
Yeah. So that means we need someone strong to put in first because we don't want to. Ideally, an expert.
What are we writing in first?
I've got fix 3 and exert 3.
Okay.
Okay.
You what? Riley? I think Riley can do. Can Riley do fix?
I can do fix. but
Riley
it's
can do fix.
fix
Yeah,
too.
fix too. Yeah. So I almost wonder if we should get.
Probably needs, do
And
the-
also has the.
So I'm
fix.
wondering if we go. I wonder if we go exert, program, fix, something else, shoot.
I can do a no check, I guess. It'd be a +3 if
Yeah.
it's an int one.
It would be in.
Sure, but. Yeah. Huh. Okay. So let's see. You'll know, or does the sneak works for fourth.
I think culture would be some kind of connect roll.
Hmm.
I did consider that, but ultimately left connect out.
Yeah.
We only have it.
Yeah, I was gonna say, it's not a hard exclusion. I would definitely listen to an argument for it.
Oh wait, no, we've got lead. We got lead. You've got lead though, so that's.
Yeah. Honestly,
Does
I
lead
would.
work for culture?
I would argue that they're so culturally different that connector lead probably wouldn't work. But that's just me.
Mm.
Hmm.
What
But
was
yeah,
your
so-
question there, Knox? Did you have a question?
I mean, actually, I could see.
Someone had
I
done
could
a
see
mention
culture.
for the lead, and I was like, would lead even work for culture?
Yeah.
I don't know if lead works.
I
for
feel like,
everything.
yeah, I see. Yeah,
Yeah.
like I mean, if you really need to justify it, I'm kind of thinking like the culture, because culture is like their media stuff, so it'd probably be like sorting it in a meaningful manner, right?
Yeah,
I do
yeah.
roll culture at +5, so
Holy.
or do roll
Or-
lead at +5, so
There you go. Yeah.
Alright.
And lead doesn't necessarily need to be just the culture stuff. Lead can also be, John's
Yeah, but-
organization of these efforts.
Hmm.
Yeah, that definitely works. Yeah.
Leading a minute.
Yeah.
that would
So
Yeah,
be
we
what
do have
what
some-
modifier is what modifiers are Riley and Percy at for those?
For
things?
shoot,
Riley's
it's
at
shoot-
4, right?
if it's shoot int, then I'm on a +3.
And Doug, what's the exert? Is that a 4?
Yeah, just if it's intelligence, yes.
Exert with intelligence.
Yeah, I'm exerting my brain.
You're doing what you're doing intelligently, not like a brute.
I'm gonna
I
need you
mean,
to.
I'm fine with doing it as a brute too, because I have +1 strength and +1 constitution as well. But if we need to justify it for intelligence,
No, you don't need to justify it for intelligence. Exert works is easier with constitution or strength.
yeah. Which again, I have a +1 in both those too, so it's literally for so far as like the roll goes, it's all the same difference to me.
Yeah.
I have a +1 in all of those.
Yeah, Constitution would make the most sense for Exert, and it would just be Doug, as usual, overclocking himself or overworking himself.
Yeah, so that's basically been your main character trait apart from explosions since the start, hasn't it?
Yeah, working hard.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
prefer
working
the
hard
game.
and blowing shit up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so remind me, is 119 an expert as well?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, sorry, I keep reading
that
expert,
is,
not
that is
partial.
also because that
I
is
think-
also a +5. So
I
do we
think-
want to shift that earlier?
I think everyone is experts apart from Elise being, I think, expert psychic adventurer, and Percy being pure warrior. I
Hmm.
think.
Okay.
Might be.
Yeah.
That does tend to be the trend with these
Mm.
games.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, I think it was all experts in the first one.
It
other one.
was.
I was gonna say.
Oh, we
what-
never got
I-
combat because we always avoided combat.
I was gonna say, is this a trend? A bunch of experts using their skill rerolls with one combat and feeling like one warrior feeling bad until combat comes, and then they pop the fuck off and they're happy for a month.
That might be the way the system works. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think we're at that. With that as potentially an order to do them in.
That works. That does work.
I believe Elise is actually not that it's relevant, but I believe she's actually a warrior psychic.
A
Okay.
lead would be
Yes, I
lead
believe you.
charisma.
I'm gonna say
I think there was
Right,
like
yeah.
no partial experts or something. We're all either like warrior and psychic or just pure expert.
Okay. You know, the
Yeah.
Elise thing does make sense. I think she has that one psychic skill that lets her reroll things, and that's what I'm thinking of when I think
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Yep.
But that reroll is only for pure experts, anyways. Normally,
Hmm.
obviously, the psychic takes that. Does that. Kind of a way to be. I guess it's kind of a way to be a psychic with the same feature, anyways. To be a full expert psychic.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't analyze your builds too closely. I just trust you to know what
Yeah.
bullshit you can do while I'm doing my own.
Yeah. Generally, me too, honestly.
So
If I see something come
So
up
the
with a
other question
+8,
here-
then I might look at it.
Yeah. If the numbers aren't
Yeah.
adding up, that's a different story.
Mm-hmm.
yeah. The other thing to look at here is, are we gonna do the go until we would potentially hit the third day, or are we just gonna get it all and let Union come?
I would like to go for everything.
And just let.
Call me greedy.
Well, I know, but we can't get literally everything though. Is the thing.
Not with
Like,
that
Be able
attitude.
to.
No, we literally can't get everything. It's
We
just
don't know that.
it's just too truly massive.
Okay,
We don't have the manpower and the time.
Okay, we can get
If we
everything that is reasonably possible.
If we make
And
2
besides-
checks a day, and every check is at, and every check adds, or every day adds 3 heat, we can definitely do all 3, or all 5.
Oh yeah, no. Oh, I'm sorry. You're talking about the data.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're going for all the data.
Oh.
Oh, but then we might not get the. Does that prevent us from getting more pre-tech parts if we if that all we're doing is the data?
So the data and the protect parts are not mutually exclusive. You guys have chosen not to have crew working on the Fertinero because you did spend
Right.
8 days dark. You could have them start working on it now as you go for the data, but I believe you guys had wanted to just do the data first and then decide.
Yeah. Right. So if we do the full grab, we may not be getting salvage.
I'm fine with
Correct.
that one.
If we're talking about the letting a union. So yeah.
I do have a question. With
Mhm.
8 days having gone by, have we noticed any kind of movement from...
Oh, that's a very good question. I did mean to inform you that there has been travel and communication. Ships have come and gone, but the cruiser has remained vigilant out there.
Balls.
So they are. What you can infer from all that is that they're doing things and they're making decisions regarding whatever they found. And one of those decisions, one of them is definitely we're protecting our claim on it.
Bleh.
You guys also don't have to decide the exact order of your skills all in advance. There's certainly value in deciding that somebody doesn't go until later, but you're not locked in once you've chosen. Once you've made the first roll.
Right. Because now we've got a template. If we need to change it, we can.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're just strategizing ahead of time so that we're not just going, oh yes, everyone throw the big numbers and see how we do. You know?
Yeah. We're working out what checks we've got so that we know what pool we're pulling from.
Yeah.
I would let her roll her precog skill. Precog with wisdom.
Ooh. Oh, precog wisdom is 5, isn't it?
Oh.
And don't forget, she can also make somebody reroll. I'm gonna count this all as one scene, even though it's covering multiple days. So she'll only be able to use that once.
That makes sense. Otherwise, all
Yeah.
the experts could also just do that.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
expand that list.
Yeah.
We all do that. I wait a day for the next scene.
No. Yeah. No.
You know what? I've never allowed that. Like even in Dungeons and Dragons 4E, I've always made it impossible for players to game the rest system.
Yeah.
Fuck the 15-minute adventure in day.
Yeah, my players just, honestly, I didn't have to actually prevent them from doing it. They knew I wasn't going to let them, so they didn't try. It's great.
Typically run
I've had
at a short
very good
rest, like
players my
15
entire...
minutes.
Sorry, what was that, Nox?
I typically run at a short rest is 15 minutes, but you can only have 2 per long rest.
Oh yeah.
What were you saying, Dex?
I've honestly had great players through
Oh, thank you.
all of my games until this one. Jury's still out.
Until this one.
Nah, you guys have been great too.
Okay. Okay.
Oh, you want a hell player? Huh?
I see how it is.
Gauntlet thrown.
Okay, so Mirka, is this the gauntlet being thrown for us to be better players or for us to be worse players?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Fair. Honestly, fair.
All right. Well, let's get that first roll. You've done a lot of strategizing. I'm gonna put the crunch on. What's your first roll?
I don't see any reason to change what we talked about,
Yeah,
so that'll
I
be
think
my
that's
exert con.
Yeah.
Okay. And
Fuck up,
this
fuck up.
is for
I think
condensed data. I'm going to move this because it's gotten scrolled.
Because it's gotten
Text.
yeah.
Mm.
I think we've actually got enough that every check could be a 4 or plus 4 or 5.
Oh, thanks.
We've got enough of those. We
Yeah,
we
that's,
could. We don't have to.
Yeah, yeah. No, like,
I
it makes
mean,
sense. It makes sense.
I
I'm just
think-
Yeah.
because
I
my
think
best I'm
we
plus V.
should.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we
well,
should as well.
it's
Yeah,
combat
Yeah.
focused, you know.
yeah.
Yeah. And 4 of those are from experts that would have a potential reroll as well.
All right.
Indeed.
Doug,
Don't worry,
roll
I'll
it.
pop off when we get. I'll pop off when we get to the next combat,
And the
I
last
can
one
use
is
my
at
plus
least
12.
who has stuff.
Yeah.
Constitution.
I'll pop off at the next combat when I can use my
Wow.
plus 12.
Easy.
Woo!
Yeah.
Oh.
Good
Yeah. No,
lord.
you'll pop off at the last combat where you somehow stayed alive despite stuff that would kill any other member of the party. You know.
Right. Who was next? Das.
Cool.
You already know the
Yeah.
you
All
already
right.
know the immense my power, and still you underestimate it.
Int program not hacking. Also 14.
On a high streak.
All
But
right.
I can't see it roll. I can't see it yet.
Fix int. Fix was with int, right? Dex.
Yeah, fixes it.
Fix it.
Holy, yeah, that is a yeah. Holy shit.
Third 14. No,
That is
seven.
exactly what you needed.
Meat set, meat set, meat
That's the
set.
10.
meat
We got it. Yep.
set.
Cool.
Yeah.
you-
Holy shit.
Um,
Go
I
team.
still had my reroll, so it would have been fine if it was lower, but ooh.
Yeah, we really did probably overkill that.
Maybe a little bit. But no,
No,
we were
it's
really
fine.
invested in getting those first two.
It does,
Riley,
however,
is
advance
it-
you a day.
It
so
does.
if
Yes. Yes.
if Riley isn't rolling anything else, we could try the what's it called? The reroll just to see if we get a better result on it.
We still
No,
have,
I'm not. No,
we
because I
still
think
have
you need to
119 and Elise is +5, so I kind of want to go for it.
I don't. Do we need to
Does
take
the,
the use?
does
if we
the,
control
ex, does
It
the
doesn't-
expert reroll give you the better or the new one?
Yes, it does.
It gives you whichever one you want.
thanks.
That was
Yeah,
more.
actually, that's very true. It gives you whichever one you want. You don't. It doesn't even have to be the better.
Right. You know, I'm just gonna reroll it.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, fuck it. You know what?
If
Yeah, because if we can get a 12 and not advance the day, that's.
Oh.
No,
Okay.
we
Very
get
reliable.
the dice.
Rolled a 5 and a
the dice
1,
were
and
the
now
other
you
way-
rolled a 1 and a
Dice
5.
were the other way around.
The dice
Dice
disagree.
were the other way around.
1 and a 5, 5 and a 1.
I love
The,
it.
the, dice, the dice disagree, or I guess the dice agree.
Yeah.
so I
The
guess
dice are like you're getting a 10 and nothing else.
Hold on, Nox. Let's pause the rolls just for a second to inject some narrative in here. Now, obviously, we've got Doug just overworking himself as you guys are trying to get batteries set up, and you're basically forging connections, routing power through walls. You're running cables from computer system to computer system because you don't want to use all of the Fertiteru's internal structure. It's not all there. You're using as much of the Fertiteru's internal structure as you can, and that's what DAS's program check is to see where power can run without hitting a gap and shorting things out. And then you've got cables and power cables running around to bypass data cables to make sure that things that they make the connections that they're looking at. What does that look like on your guys' end? Like, give me some reactions here.
I think Bessie is running around helping Doug mostly.
Okay.
They're just helping haul batteries and spools of cable, and like there's not much space in what we've been doing so far for his skills and experience, but there is space for an able-bodied man to run about carrying some cables. You know.
Okay. How is Das handling the multiple competing demands of being on a ship? Because you're also trying to manage the heat signature that your ship is putting out. With what little it's doing, and you still got a little bit from life support now that you're no longer dark. And also trying to route cables and get people routed as quickly as you possibly can on the Fertinera.
Mhm.
Stellar commentary.
Just is.
Yeah, Das just does Das things.
Okay.
He intently focused.
Yeah,
All right.
probably poking at computers all the time,
Sounds fair.
pinging
I
lots of
like-
messages around.
I like to think that you're just like quietly skulking about the place, and it looks like you're not really doing that much. But if we can actually see what you're doing, it's like you're the next. It's like you're just basically in the Matrix.
Yeah.
Like you're doing the work of 3 lesser programmers and managing to do it while looking like you're doing nothing.
And yes, Ellie, Siri could also be helping with this. I don't think any relevant skills, but being a drone with fairly fast movement capabilities is certainly helpful for observation. She's not going to be able to carry anything heavy or drag cables around, though.
Certainly, scout ahead, make sure the path's clear, kind of stuff.
Yep. All right, let's continue. What is your next roll? You're at a difficulty 11 now.
Who's feeling brave? Honestly, at this point, I think it was like even forget we was just this. It was most definitely a win.
Oh, it was a win.
I mean,
Yeah.
we
Yeah.
have a lead and a precog that are both +5. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's 119's lead at the moment.
Yeah.
The next one.
Now, making this next check does effectively commit you. You're at 8 heat now.
But what?
well,
Yeah.
Oh,
So if we
do it.
Yes, there was always going to be the 4 heat from the one day, and then the
Yeah.
third check did not exceed by 2, so you have gotten into the second day. You can,
right.
if
Right.
you make this
Right, I
check
thought-
at an 11 or 12, you get the data and 4 heat. If you make it at a 13 or higher, then you get the data, and you're still
Right.
on day 2.
I thought that like we were
Are we-
starting from 0 and then we failed 1 and gained 4 heat, putting us at 4.
Well, you did start from 0. That was the 8 days, and
I thought we only
yeah.
gained the first +4 after we made 1 by less than 2.
Gotcha. No, the less than
Yeah,
2
no,
is what advances or prevents the advancement of the day.
John, do you get a reroll?
Yes.
You've
Okay,
got
cool.
2 rerolls available to you. You've still got Elise's force a reroll for somebody else. So you've got 2 rerolls available to you. I just want to make sure that we were clear on the mechanics and that you guys knew the
Yeah.
risk before.
If we go so if we go across that threshold, then we are.
Then you
I guess
go-
it's not.
go with it.
It's not things are over. It just means that Union is definitely guaranteed to find it. Right. We'll still
Yeah,
have
yeah,
a
yeah.
chance to salvage,
Yeah.
but they will be onto something, and
Correct.
then we'll find the ship
But there won't-
eventually.
But there won't be any data because we've got it.
Right.
Mhm.
Okay. Yeah, that's fine. So yeah, we're just basically yeah.
Yeah, I'm willing to
Okay.
vote.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm willing to let them have a win.
Very kind of you.
Yeah, especially since that 1 pales in comparison to the magnitude of our win.
Wait, can Elise reroll herself?
She cannot. Well, she can with her psychic power.
Yeah, no, that's what I meant. Yeah.
Yeah, that's, yeah.
Yes.
Okay, cool then.
Yeah.
That would say, John, go for it.
I've got to say, I think it's really funny now. I think about it that our team comp is warrior, psychic, expert,
Can I reroll?
expert.
Go
I
ahead,
mean, yeah,
Knox.
it's more balanced than expert. All experts.
Yes, it is.
Oops, all experts.
11. So that is the heat
Yeah.
threshold.
Yeah, the only skill that passes next button is gun.
I mean,
Okay.
We got this thing, but that is the heat.
Yeah.
Yep.
Elise.
Yeah.
Does a roll as well?
I guess. Do we have time for the military before
we-
you gets here?
Could we try the psychic
So going
additional reroll?
Yeah. By the way, just to be clear, just because we hit 10 heat doesn't mean that they automatically find it. Well, it means they will find it eventually. That doesn't mean they're finding it right now. We have to stop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we should keep the reroll for because we do get the data. I think we should.
Well,
keep the
Yeah,
last
that's
one.
a shout. Yeah.
So Elise's reroll cannot be used on any given target more than once a day,
Correct.
and she has enough effort to use it multiple times. So she could, like, if we can, after an expert reroll, do an alternate outcome as well.
These are arguably both data gathering from the 13 row, though, and qualify as the same target.
Well, the target in this context is the target of the effect.
In this
player.
context, it's the target of the effect. Let me read real quick here.
Which would mean we could theoretically.
I guess it depends if you consider the role of the
as well.
target or the what the role's for a target. Or
Well, they can target a visible ally or their own
Target
self.
on the person.
yeah, I
who's
think it's
doing
say it's the
data.
person that's doing it. It's the target.
So yeah. So
Person
if
making
we
a check.
basically had an
Sure.
additional psychic reroll.
Okay, so as long as it's not John that's doing the next one, then you can. Okay, yeah. That's fair.
I will say this does mean that we could get an additional reroll for Riley, an additional reroll for 119.
I think the other thing's already like case closed.
Yeah, if we.
But we could do another reroll for 19.
I think we should do that just on the off chance.
Yeah.
Although I suspect at least we'll have some words about being treated like a trained monkey, just using her.
I'm actually going to adjudicate a rule here that it is just going to be able to be used once for this scene.
Okay.
That's
So
fair.
We keep it for Elise's roll.
Yeah. Yeah,
Who,
keep it for Elise's because
roll Elise, by the way.
I would suggest viral, given that everyone else has rolled one of the checks so far.
That's very fair.
Oh, yeah, rolling Elise is right. Yeah. That's fine. So I'm
Okay,
rolling
whiz.
precog wisdom. Give me a second. I know where psychic skills are on the sheet.
Yep.
Do you?
Did my roll put us to 12 heat?
Oh,
It did, yeah.
and that takes us 16, but we got all the data. We
Yeah,
got
but that's
all
not-
the fucking data.
No,
That's not
you're still
immediate
12.
discovery.
So far,
the-
it caps at 3.
Yeah.
We got all the data, and also all of you needs attention.
Yes.
No, right now I think right now it's just like a blip on their radar, and someone's like, "Hey, that's weird." It's not like, "Hey, there's the Razan, the Fear Itinerary."
It's basically it's exactly that. They're now seeing there's been enough just power generation and stuff signals happening over here that they're aware that there's something going on with what they previously just thought was a big rock.
So they will find it eventually, but until then, we still have some time. Well, we don't know how long it'll take them to find it or find us.
So I'm pretty
Or
sure we
investigate.
just want to get out of here now, though.
Yeah, that is precisely why we get the hell out of Dodge.
I thought.
Yeah.
Well, I want to do some salvage. I thought we were gonna jet out of here once we were done. I feel like we need to get some pre-tech.
Yeah,
True.
we have an entire sector to get pre-taken and one ship where they're going to find us.
Yeah, I'm not. I was kind of going on this plan with the thought that we get some salvage still, though.
I mean, we did salvage a bunch of data. What are you talking about?
If you
No
guys
material goods.
if you guys wanted to be, there's no real reason that, there was a reason. The reason that you didn't have people salvaging while you're gathering the data is because if they roll a 1 on the curse or boon check, that would have been additional heat, and you didn't want to risk that.
Ultimately, I suppose it wouldn't have mattered because we ended up generating that much heat ourselves.
It
but
didn't,
I suppose
yeah.
We can't change it retroactively now, can we?
I'd prefer not. However, I do respect Meowkin had a different understanding of it.
I wasn't aware in the slightest.
Would that have would Meowkin wanting to do the salvaging have changed anybody's mind on how to proceed?
And keep in mind, it's okay if y'all say yes. I'm not gonna. Yeah.
Honestly, I probably would have still been on board with the like trying to reduce the risk. Well, actually, no. No, if it had been brought up after we decided that we'll just fuck it and we'll just YOLO it and try and get everything regardless of heat, then I probably would have said yes, screw it, we'll salvage it at the same time.
True. It's raining.
Well, your intention going into this was that you were looking at the option of being able to just cut it loose and leave if you were going to exceed.
Yeah, it's true. And then we changed our minds
And
and
then we
Yeah.
decided not to do that.
Yeah.
You did
Well, I'm
decide
kind
not
of
to do it.
fine with. Yeah, I think what we wanted to avoid was like just go like jetting off with them on our tail, right?
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
Like they've
Yeah.
they've already found us and are closing in before we could even leave.
and we did only decide after we'd started salvaging, like partway through it, after we'd already decided no, don't salvage anything, guys.
How about this?
We only
Let's do
said then
this.
the actionable.
John, roll an int or wisdom lead skill check here.
Okay. Wisdom lead.
Oh, that's fantastic. 119's experience in multiple conflicts, some of which certainly included Union and Union holding a location. He is, without knowing what those engagements were, without remembering them exactly, still able to be 99% confident himself that while Union has whatever it is that's valuable enough to them to put a cruiser guarding it, they are not going to investigate anything else unless it really, really gets their attention. Some signals inside an asteroid over there is worthy of investigation, but not over something that's put a cruiser next to their point of interest. There's a very good chance that you've got at least one more week here.
Salvage time.
I do. Uh, this is a crack pipe idea. I don't suppose there's any way that we could leverage the fact that we've generated all this heat inside of this asteroid to lure the cruiser and get to the thing the cruiser's defending.
I mean, given what Dex just said, I doubt it.
If you
That's
made
also
it,
a little more ambitious than I'm looking at.
It's worth an
Almost not
ask.
suicidal. Yes.
I will answer. The answer is yes, if you make this a much more interesting target. And given your guys' expertise, and I know that Douglas just took creative, you probably could make this a much more interesting target.
I would prefer if we not, all things considered.
Okay.
Okay, look, doing the ship with a cruiser nearby when we probably know it's like probably not gonna go after us. Fine. Actively baiting the cruiser in our direction, even if we're planning on giving it the runaround.
Yeah, not until we're like literally just about to leave.
It was worth an ask.
That's very fair.
All right, so knowing that you've got the week with a very high degree of confidence, you're going
Say
to
we
stay in
take 5 days
salvage.
to salvage. We take 5 days to salvage and cut the last 2 days for security measures.
7 days.
We-
It works out about the same.
Yeah, but I mean, like, take 5 days to salvage and then hightail it the hell out of here, ignoring the last 2 days of possibility before they go after us.
the reason I'm sticking with 7 days is that I don't really have a whole lot of. I haven't given a whole lot of consideration to, well, what if they only do 3 days or 4 days of salvage? And I would probably end up just cutting your losses or cutting your take by a disproportionate amount.
Well, you could cut it less.
So this is what you're looking at. I'm reposting it because we had a lot of scroll. That's what you're looking at with the third itinerary. Do you want to salvage all three of those things?
Isn't that 4 things?
Nope. Just the open circles are the three things.
Oh, okay, I see.
Yeah, the top line is basically just kind of info.
It's like default, and then what do you want to add on to that, right?
No, the basic salvaging, that 175k, is a summary of what you would get if you get all three of those things at exactly normal.
Okay.
There, I think we should go for all 3. If we're gonna be stuck here for a week anyway.
I think this is the last time we could use the Fortenero, so yeah, might as well.
Yeah.
All right, you guys figure out those numbers and make those rolls, and I'm going to start putting.
Is the salvaging a new scene, by the way?
The salvaging is a new scene, yes.
Okay, cool.
I'm going to start feeding info into discussion.
Yeah, so I do not have anything fantastic for these, I'll be honest.
Would I be able to assist in whatever other role is here with lead?
Yeah. Wait, no, sorry. These aren't actually skill checks. Dummy. Yeah, no. These aren't actually
Just
skill
the
checks.
salvage / trade roll.
Yeah.
Well.
So I'm pretty sure John's got the highest admin, right? Admin 1.
Admin 0.
Admin
Does
0.
Elise have it too? Wait, no, I think she has 1. Yeah, she has 1.
Okay, so the highest admin is 1. Highest con is 1, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
And fix is 3.
Yeah.
So somebody roll 3d6, minus 3 plus 5.
So +2 total.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Okay.
Somebody else roll the rest of them.
I'll roll for the parts for the next one.
The artwork then? What's the artwork rolls?
Oops.
Which, let's see. For spare parts, we have Tonic. Oh, it's all me anyway, so yeah, I definitely should roll for this one.
Yeah, can't exact fix, right?
Yep. 1, 4, 7. Dang, I'm good at those basic parts of industry. Those basic industry parts. That actually makes sense for me.
Oh,
it does.
Oh, and then minus the friction, right?
Yeah, minus 3.
I was like, +7 overall seems quite crazy. Oh my gosh.
Oh no!
Oh, well.
Roll that.
Cannot be rerolled now. These aren't skill checks.
Oh,
Yeah.
never mind.
Yeah, I shouldn't roll the next one either.
No,
That's for sure.
What's the highest wisdom notice in trade?
Wisdom is going to be
Okay.
2 from Elise.
Percy has
Maybe I
noticed
should
Uh,
trade.
Percy has noticed too now.
Yeah, I say
Notice
for
2.
notice.
And Das has trade 3 now.
Oh.
Nice.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's a good roll for you guys.
I
that's
took a focus that gave trade and then put all my skill points into trade.
All right, show me the ghost beans.
That's 1, 3, and 2 twos.
Ghost beans, ghost beans, ghost beans,
Yeah.
ghost
So
beans,
plus 7 again. Yeah.
ghost beans.
That's more like it.
Hey, how about that?
Definitely some ghost beans.
So
Got
what's
one.
that? Average parts, slightly below average basic industry parts, and then lots of artwork.
That sounds mighty familiar.
Yeah.
You know, we made a lot of money off those beans, right? So it's just kind of like everyone's just like
Yeah.
it's like an Easter, it's
Yeah.
like it's an Easter egg hunt.
Yeah. And we made lots of money off those beans with Das having a +1 trade, and now it's a +3.
Yeah, but
So we're gonna make a lot of money.
we're just gonna go back to Lamia and I'm like, yo, I heard you like, you like those fucking ghost beans. Here, we got some fresh stock. Come and have a look.
Yeah, yeah.
I think we're supposed to avoid for the next little bit, probably, right? Since we just got our ships worked on in secret, well,
Yeah.
quote unquote secret.
God, ghost beans does sound like a drug as well, doesn't it?
Could be.
Like, hey kid, you want some of those ghost beans?
It sounds a little bit off. A little bit off, yeah.
I don't know. I feel like there's all sorts of things that you can make sound like drugs, you know?
All right, let's do a real quick calculation on what that is. So the spare parts is 4,000. The basic industry is minus 10%, so you get 23 tons of that.
Oh, you rounded up. Nice.
I did round it up this time, yeah.
You're so
Yeah.
nice.
And the artwork is plus 80%. So 9 tons of the native artwork.
Nice.
Nice.
Go team.
What when you say schematics and blueprints, like, what are the parameters of like what is it? What round does it do that?
How do you mean?
Like it's like because it seems to imply some kind of building or ship for schematics and blueprints, and that's what it's about, or is it just for that, or is it for all the things as well?
It is just for a condenser, a piece of technology called a condenser. By all your analysis, as your crew are out on the Fertero with some supervision from the bridge crew, especially Doug, probably running a little bit of help on the salvaging there. But for the most part, your guys' attention is, well, probably, I'm assuming, is focused on this stuff. And with the condenser data being the first decrypted and recovered, it's the first that you're able to look at. It looks like a piece of very difficult to construct and very expensive to construct equipment, technology that would act as a portal between real space and somewhere that's not real space and not metaspace. There is a different space out there, and the condenser is a portal to it, called the Infraworld, apparently.
Infraworld. Surely unrelated to our infra drive that also helps us move fast.
I don't
yeah.
think we should just try and sell this for the highest bidder.
Yeah.
And
This feels like something we can use.
You have noticed that something about the device there. Where did you see that actually? Oh yeah, the device at the very bottom there. The device.
Yeah.
The device that we haven't yet resolved whether it explodes all of you. Honestly, we're probably going to just kind of say that he decided not to do that because.
That like for context, and literally the second session that we played, we found a device in the ship, and we touched it, and it started glowing and wobbling and making weird noises. So we got concerned, took our hands off it, and it blew the entire ship and all of us up. I have a fucking meta-spatial twist. But that was all vision by Elise, who then stopped us from touching it in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and you know that counter on the main screen that's counting like seconds since near TPK? That's what that's counting from.
Right. So we need to roll those things to figure out what did that it matches.
there's definitely going to need to be some more investigation into it.
We can probably do that at some
You can
point.
probably do
So-
that. I'm going to go ahead and post the next bit, the entities data. It's quite a bit longer. Discord is telling me that I have exceeded the normal cap, and I only get to post this because I'm special.
Lore. I love it. Tells me that. Yeah, give us that fucking good lore. Yes. Yes.
So I'm going to summarize. I'll let you read it on your own time, but basically summarize that this is talking about the things that Elise saw come out of that guy's head.
Bluish white infraluminescence. I knew it. I knew it.
It is related to the infraworld. And there's quite a lot of observation and discussion about them. One thing that I forgot to note in here is that there's information explaining why these things that can possess humans didn't just possess the father when he came onto the ship and killed him instead, or didn't possess you. And that's that if their host dies and they're not able to actually jump to another host or escape back into the infraworld, which requires an active portal, they're stuck in that host permanently, forever.
That's good.
Yes, if you kill the host, does that kill them?
Nope. Because
No, we saw that before.
those entities that you encountered, those
Yeah,
those
they just fucking
husks.
pop through the bodies.
Yep.
Yeah. They effectively become zombies.
Except zombies that are still capable of like fine dexterous physical function.
Yeah, super
including
zombies.
Gunfire.
Yeah.
And fact suits.
This is I think this is so far the most useful thing we've gotten, and yeah. Like, look, the condenser is neat, but this is like, hey, here's how to not fucking die.
Also, hey, it makes some context make sense with Elise's rifle that says, in case of entities.
Good.
It
Honestly,
does.
I kind of wonder if we leave some of this on a drive for Union when they get here. Like, this is bigger than just us, you know?
Can you repeat that? I missed a couple words.
I said, this is bigger than just us. I almost wonder if we leave some of this on a drive for Union to get when they find here.
Interesting. You just give it to them instead of trying to sell it?
Yeah, I'm not just...
Well, we don't want them to know that we are here, we have it.
Oh, that's fair. That's true.
Yeah.
All right, and you have succeeded at that one more data source by getting the condenser data.
Yes.
Also, it's not really, relatively speaking, it's not worth all that much for selling.
Yeah, it's 150.
Yeah.
It really isn't. No.
Yeah, like
Which isn't
like,
nothing, but it's 10% of what the condenser's worth, practically.
Yeah, like if it was a data that was worth 1.3 million credits roughly, if we don't haggle, then yeah, no, I'm not giving that away for free.
Right. So what's the third point, sir?
Somebody post something so that my post is separated. I forgot I still have to do some minor formatting. Alright, just fill apart. Alright, that's enough. That's enough. I realized what I did, and I will kick myself for it later.
You get what you asked for.
I did.
Oh no.
Okay, well that's a bridge too far.
Oh no.
Alright, we're losing all that.
Hello there.
So you have a detailed accounting of the colonization of these planets, which isn't all that interesting.
Okay,
What's
this is fascinating.
going to be most valuable are their end days, and the terraforming efforts that they undertook, which made planets crumble.
That's a lot of terraforming.
I forgot to include it, but there is one other valuable piece of information in here. And that is that you have enough landmark data that if the institutes and the buildings and the structures in which they were researching and performing the terraforming stuff did not get destroyed when the planet crumbled, if they somehow survived, you have enough landmark data to identify those chunks if you come across them in space.
We should
Cool.
definitely do that.
We should, but also, are we look? Is anyone else look at the end of this historical data here? Some of the terraforming tech manipulated metaspace entities, and that imparted some strange interaction between this dust and metaspace. A single grain of dust would be enough to eat holes through armored ships, and it exploded outwards at the speed of metaspace, crossing the entire system in under a second. Who wants to see if we can find that and weaponize it?
I mean,
Just fight up and go brrr.
It's not really a healthy, good old-fashioned explosion.
I mean,
That can get out of hand real quick.
Sure, but if you want to put the fear of God in Union, like, yo, we can shoot a hole through your planet. Are you willing to listen to our demands?
All right, next up is
Fucking Death Star on them.
thank you. Culture data. So this ties into the entities, and it shows a long history with the entities. The Muronians, I think I've actually just called them the Mu. The Mu have apparently lived in relative harmony with the entities since they became introduced, which you'll discover when that happened very soon. And yes, the black ships make another appearance. The Mu science fiction is very heavily slanted towards towards the heat death theories of the end of the universe, and not the billions and trillions of years theories, but the maybe thousands of years. Well, actually, those aren't even theories. Their science fiction is bringing these theories to within the hundreds or thousands of years, and they always seem to incorporate some kind of black ships. And last, once I finish formatting it,
Yeah, we absolutely did the right thing by drawing Union's attention here in order to get the full data dump. Yeah. Good estimate. Good job.
Oh,
Yeah, this is.
this one might actually possibly be one of the most valuable things you could have gotten. Not because of the possible.
Okay, I've just tapped in what the mood developed an early military relationship with her. What the fuck?
relationship. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
Military relationship.
Mm-hmm.
Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Oh, I'm sure they were very interested in their penetrative abilities.
Can't take you anywhere.
Yes, you can.
It can't take you anywhere.
Yes,
So,
you can.
anyways,
You're taking me
the
there.
entities were not weaponized. They were soldiers in arms. Well, soldiers in head.
Huh.
You.
So they were letting entities pilot them around.
This does correspond to one of the voice things that you saw from the black box that you recovered way early, where Lieutenant Carob ceded control to the entity.
Huh.
And
Where are the black box transcripts again?
they should be pinned. Yes, they're pinned in discussion.
I am either not looking in the right place or.
Scroll. Do you know how to access the pinned?
Yeah, I'm looking at the pins right now.
Okay, in discussion.
I'm seeing current crew, target locations. Oh wait, shit.
Go a little bit farther. Yeah, I have a lot of things pinned there.
I scrolled past that for me. Okay.
And I'll go ahead and make own allow visible on the sector map now.
Yay! Can you?
Take us to the sector map.
Oh, the entity
It's
was
like
acting... The entity was acting strange, so was Lieutenant Carib. I watched her accept its presence, raise a pistol to her head, and pull the trigger. First time I've seen her smile in months. That doesn't sound like a
That sounds
positive
very cute.
relationship. It doesn't sound particularly positive, but like we saw that killing the host doesn't harm the entities. We shot the fuck out of them. And yeah, so
Right, because the hosts were already dead.
yeah. Yeah, and then she raised it. So did the entity want to kill Lieutenant Carib?
So hold on. So the entity was in the lieutenant when she killed herself, right?
Yes.
So that means it's trapped in that. It was trapped in her body or their body.
Yeah, the entity was acting strange as well. Huh? Suicidal entity. But then what would drive them to that?
But here's the thing: that's not actually suicide. That's not even suicide for the entity. The
Trapped in a
entity
body,
would still be alive and trapped in the body, right?
trapped in a body that can't move is arguably functionally worse than suicide.
I think it could still move, right? I don't remember.
You saw some blah words. You guys did get some observational data from the zombies that you killed. Just destroying their brain didn't really seem to affect them much, but there was a way that you could effectively destroy them. And or at least stop the body from moving, and that had to do with destroying more of the nerve stem.
That's what I'm saying. If the entity's still in there when the body's been incapacitated, then that's like full body paralysis, which is arguably worse than a clean death.
Probably was worse for the entity if that's what happened.
Yeah, and like nerve stem is like not up at your temple, which is where it seems that person put the gun switch. Why? Why?
That was 10 years after their first planet fell apart. I believe it was also after the second planet
Yeah.
fell apart, and
Yeah.
just a few days before the last transmissions. Did I not pin those? I may not have pinned that. That might be the problem here, because I don't see the other
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah, that's yeah.
Okay. Yeah,
I see it. Yeah.
that's certainly
Oh. Oh yeah, cause look at that first one. Look at that first one. And Arn warned him, forced itself into Councillor Parsman. Parmesan, she said. Arn said it through Parsman, said the engine needed more tests, wasn't ready. So Arn must have been one of those entities.
there you go.
And there you go again later. There you go again later. The black ships are coming. Arn the entity tried to warn the Moo Council, scrawled it all over the carrier bay, everyone covered blah blah blah. So yeah. So
There was
as
a mention of
I kind of
Arn in one of
suspected.
these, I feel like.
Yeah. As I
What was
kind of
it?
suspected, entities, black ships, opposite sides. So the entities seem to be more or less on at least pre-Scream Humanity's side.
Let me jump in just real quick. The reason I was pointing out that date of 6/12/2656 is it is literally one day before the last transmission, which is very clearly when the second planet exploded and sent the metadimensional dust all over. At
So
the very least, that entity spared Lieutenant Carib from experiencing that.
that does make sense. Yeah. Yeah. Oh.
Which is pretty metal if you think what that means to the entity.
Yeah. Yeah, and it does kind of, because they do have a positive relationship, then spraying someone from experiencing that, honestly, yeah, can make sense.
Ah, that's what it is. Okay. Oh. You need to be on the map layer. And then...
Oh.
Yeah, so it seems like...
I just realized that for some reason I didn't realize that reaching the edge is the edge of the system. I don't know why.
So it seems to me like the entities were on humanity's side, not sure if they still are, not on the same side as the black ships, who the Mu had like some sort of cultural perception of as like era enders, basically. Not gonna say harbingers of destruction because there were some interpretations of them as like angels. But era enders, and there's definitely something more here. Like I feel like I have the pieces of the puzzle and I just can't put them together.
Yeah, you'll feel like that a lot. Yeah, even knowing what I know, I'm still basically right there with you.
Yeah, I was gonna say, did you guys find?
Because there's still, because honestly, because some of these are pieces that we never got either, which is fun.
I was gonna say,
Yeah.
did y'all find this last time?
We found the Fear Tenor and got a lot of information from it, but I think we've got more information this time.
Last run, you got the condenser and the entity data.
Yeah, honestly, the culture, historical, and that stuff is actually adding elements that I just wouldn't have even expected.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
kind of blowing my mind right now. I also could be digging too deep into based on some other stuff. Mentally.
Yeah.
So you have a location, but no rudders to it, obviously. It's also currently outside of your drive rating.
I mean, not entirely. We could jump there from Ear Gargle to here, like to here, couldn't we?
Oh, that is 3. Yeah, you're right.
Oh god, you're gonna move it, aren't you?
No, that's where it is. That is exactly where it is.
Yeah, that looks right.
Yeah, so we could make it.
Oh wait, no, not from Indiana Ayala, yeah.
Like, if we get the drive upgraded properly, we could make it from Coral Valley.
Oh yeah.
Or hell, we
Yeah,
can make it from.
you can't make it from here. You'd have to go here to here.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like, at our best, we could make it from here, but realistically, not yet.
And that was, let me see, does Alice at least mention that was? Oh yeah, the original colony of Art. I feel like that's kind of a big thing too. The original colony of Artemis Black.
Sounds.
That's a poor way for me to have worded that. The sector is Artemis Black, so that is the original colony in the sector Artemis Black.
Right. I mean, but I feel like that's the kind of. I mean, even that's where people enter.
Yes.
Would first entered Artemis Black, right?
You know, I think what we need to do, or what I need to do at least, is just grab all the information that we retrieved from Fortinero and put it in a rough chronological order, because I feel like more will reveal itself then. You know? Like, there's something more here that I'm just not seeing because it's all scattered and out of sequence.
Do you want me to pin anything to make it easier?
No, it's all pinned already, thank you.
Okay.
Although, if you did pin, like, say, the top one of these, the condenser data.
Okay.
I would appreciate that.
I can do that.
So what do you mean you killed the natives this time? What is that note for? What did you guys get up to?
Yeah, so what I'm thinking is... now I'm thinking about it, I'm wondering, do the... Okay, so what I'm thinking is, this fucking infra world that we're hearing about, do we think that the black ships, like the entities are from that, are also from that infraworld, and the black ships starting to spread out and colonize is what made the entities spread out and colonize as well. Like, oh shit, they're coming, they're going to destroy you, we couldn't stop them ourselves.
I suppose it's entirely possible.
Except that we have it. That's so far as where we that doesn't seem to have happened, right? So far as
Yeah.
anyone aware, there was no black ships that came into the world.
Right, but then why did the Mu have so many cultural perceptions of black ships as some sort of harbingers of the end?
That is a good question, considering that's not something that seems to have happened, and it's certainly not in the cultural consciousness now.
It's almost like they inherited that from some other group that did have familiarity with the black ships, like the entities who were against them, who are not currently with humanity, like the entities, yeah. And how else would the entities have known about them? I know that Dex is most likely being quiet so that we can theorize without him influencing your ideas one way or the other. But a part of me likes to think that he's just sitting there sweating like, oh shit, they're at me.
You guys are getting way too close.
No, it's fine. I know that if we get too close, you're going to change stuff behind the scenes anyway, just so it doesn't quite match.
I don't think Dex would actually.
I don't think he would either, but I also think it's fine to joke about it.
I see a big old line being drawn, and I'm about to move you, and I don't want to ruin the line. So I'll wait. I'll wait.
Okay, it's temporary.
The line is just how we can get to an Ilano in as many jumps as possible.
Well, you missed all of UIS sectors.
I was going to say, if you want to go in as many jumps as possible, you're missing a roughly infinite number of loops round about where I'm pinging.
Yeah, no.
Well,
no,
you can't loop.
I mean, without looping.
You can't loop.
Okay, fine.
Yeah, there you go.
That's better.
All right, yeah, because we can't go through Ceres because we'd have to double back.
Yeah.
All right, that's pretty good.
Yeah. This
Yeah,
would
not
mean
bad.
this would mean that we touched on every sector in the game apart from TMT 77.7 over here.
Well, and that we have, yes.
Yeah.
And
Not.
Yeah.
That's got to be an achievement, right? Do you have achievements for us to unlock?
Or hear me out, right? Hear me out. If we can assume that by the time we get here, we've upgraded the ship's drive back up to 6, we can bounce down here and then up here.
I can tell you that if you make it to every single system in this sector, including systems that may still be hidden,
fuck.
you will get at least 1 bonus XP.
That's what you should have, like, hidden achievements. Like just, if you keep running this campaign again, just start adding hidden achievements.
Oh, that actually is kind of funny.
Codifying it.
I think achievements are how we unlock certain races.
It actually is, yeah. That's
basically, yeah. It actually is, yeah.
That's why access to Trin and Bro.
Yeah. We didn't have access to Bro last time.
I was going to say access to Bro's theoretically a possibility. Sick.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, there's no in-universe reason that you couldn't have Bro crew. It was just I hadn't introduced them yet because you hadn't unlocked them yet.
We already went down to Source, Ansi, etc. We've already been down there.
I'm gonna move you.
That's fair.
That's illegal, sir.
Oh, 69 though. Nice.
Here is your conspiracy board.
Yes.
Okay, enjoy.
Glorious.
Oh.
I will leave you on it. It's actually labeled conspiracy board in my map section.
Nice.
I will leave you on it throughout the week.
You can also just call it the viral board.
Oh, thanks.
Hello again, old friend.
Bold of you to assume that I do not play an exciting game of building such a board in my head while having a bad memory and having to rebuild parts of the board as I go, which sometimes leads to building new things.
I mean, you do you, buddy. Just don't get yourself into the ER, thanks. just don't think too hard, okay?
You can't stop me.
Yes, like fucking get
Alright.
me.
Just confirming, was the ship sheet updated with your findings today? Looks like you've got all the rolls
Yes.
to add. Okay, great.
Yeah, that's actually why I do the rolls to add to make sure that's it's a document that it happened.
Right, perfect. And I did roll the boon curse or curse boon, and nothing good or bad happened in the week of salvage. Um, and a second week would be viable if you really want to push your life support.
I don't want to gamble on it.
No.
Well, you'd still have a few days, but you'd be within a week of like running out of air, basically running out of scrubbable air.
I'm not going to take that risk. Thank you.
Yeah, I still don't want to gamble on it.
Okay. So let's see. We did 3 days.
Like I'm willing to hear arguments to the opposite, but no.
We need some respirator oxygen tanks.
And then actually April 1st is when you finish scavenging the fair itinerary.
Are you sure we actually finish it, or is that just an April Fool's joke?
The April Fool's joke is that I'm gonna re-roll the curse dice.
Oh, thanks.
Still nothing happened.
Is you saying that nothing happened to April Fool's joke?
Maybe.
It's not April Fool's yet. Do you have 10? We have 10 more minutes of safety.
You have 10 more minutes.
Oh, actually, it's
got
funny because
6
in
hours
10
of
minutes,
games.
it will be the same day as we end the session on.
Huh.
Or you at least.
You're not wrong. Anything from me.
I'm so. Do I get a reward for that? For being in the right time date?
Ginja, do you want to give us just a little bit of how Asta's party goes once the lights come back on?
Yeah, I mean it's pretty similar to the rest, really. Fill in Koana because enthusiasm. Anyone else that wants to help, and yeah.
I'll say that Kawana's concoction this time is a floppy foam tentacle cake somehow.
Huh.
She actually really pressures and urges, like not pressures, she excitedly tries to get Das to agree to do it on the last day of the blackout, the dark, because there's no gravity, and she can not, she can make a cake that not only has floppy tentacles that would under normal gravity would just kind of flop over.
Yep. Okay. Yeah, we'll do it then. Sure.
Asta's a little bit bummed at first to find out that, okay, we're a day away from turning the power back on, but now we're doing my party here, but she is ecstatic.
Yep.
I'm sorry, I ran you over. Were you going to say add something else in there?
No, it's... Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I imagine that Das and Koana come up with other suitably alien-themed decorations. And do you try and get Acid to talk about her culture at all?
I feel like that's a good way to get the birthday girl stabbed, I'll be honest.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, here's my birthday present. It's a knife stab.
I have a knife.
Yeah.
Okay, let's hear it.
I feel like it definitely wouldn't be a try to get Acid to do it, but Acid's probably still Acid's invited to the party, and whether Acid decides to do anything is up to Acid.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ellie, you
and
said you had an idea.
No, I just had a quick. On my home planet, did I?
You broke up there. I couldn't hear it.
I hate how my microphone doesn't pick up higher pitched noises. It's great.
Yeah.
On my home planet, did I ever run into many extraterrestrials from another species specifically?
Extraterrestrials.
Yes. Extra whatever my planet name was because we keep getting
Extraterridian.
I'm still
think
missing
you're
one of the
right,
words. Did you ever what extraterrestrials?
If you're asking like if any alien species, that so far as we're aware, none exist.
No, I'm sorry. You asked me that specifically, and I was like, yeah, well, fuck them. But
Wasn't my original intent. I met them. Well,
that was the idea.
Okay, if you'd
Sure,
ever
I-
met any of the aliens or non.
I mean, sure, I could have met them as hookers. I don't know.
So Thorid is one of the places where the Trin are most likely to be found. It is still very, very low, because there weren't very many Trin off of their home planet. They lived on their home planet. They didn't really go and live on other planets all that much. They liked home. But Thorid's one of the places where they're going to stand out less because you could see somebody in pink skin walking down the street, or you could see somebody in blue skin walking down the street, and they're not Trin. So
I do find it quite funny. I had to clarify that.
there is actually a possibility that Riley has interacted with Trin on Thorid.
Okay.
What did you want to do with that information?
I forgot.
Okay.
Had to do with acid in the party.
I'm sorry. I was going somewhere with this. Then you just distracted me with it, giving me the perfect opportunity of did I what them? Did I fuck them?
Oh.
Yeah,
No.
I did wonder about that. I did wonder about that.
That was completely and immediately. My brain just went. I forgot what I was talking about. There's a joking opportunity. There's an opportunity for a joke. We don't care about anything else anymore right now.
Ah, gotcha.
What's more important to you?
Yeah.
The joke or answers?
Then yeah, I think this is probably limited to Kawana and Das's knowledge of aliens and such. Also, I don't think Acid volunteers too much.
Maybe
But-
Siri can do something. She has like a lot of info in her head. Does she count as an alien?
By some definitions.
By some definitions, but not Asta's, unfortunately.
That's is that because she's mechanical? That's
Roboticist.
so we need to talk about that.
She's a xenophile, not an AI file or robophile.
Robophile
Yeah.
is yes.
That's a commonly accepted term.
We can fix that.
A technophile technically fits, but in a very weird way.
Yep. Regardless, Asta is very happy to be having a birthday in the dark and glittering light of waving tentacles. You can...
That sounds like a really fun party I would have run into on Third.
Oh, absolutely.
It does sound like a third party, doesn't it?
Riley's just kind of vibing in the party, like, man, this is nostalgic.
Everyone else is like, this is kind of weird.
Riley's just like, first timers.
All right. Anything else
party.
before we close the shutters and do a quick review?
I think I'm good.
Mm-hmm.